Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros. This is your Week 14 Sunday live stream. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. With me in that hat, like the cool kids turned around backwards, is Andrew Erickson. And we're going to help answer your questions. Maybe Erickson will drop some bars at some point, talk about how hard it was growing up in the suburbs of Massachusetts area. So what do you got for us? Are you looking on the outside, trying to win and get into the playoffs? Are you win and then need a lot of other stuff to happen? Are you just somebody who's been with us all season and life has gone well and you're just hanging out, waiting for the playoffs to start? You tell us. We want to hear from you. Drop your comments below in the chat. And if you drop your comments and you subscribe, you just might win yourself a DK Metcalf Seattle Seahawks jersey, brought to you by Pristine Auction, the premier autograph sports memorabilia auction house. You need to subscribe to Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. Drop a comment right now. That's it. That's all you got to do. And we'll be announcing the winner right here on the channel soon. So make sure you turn on those notifications so you know if you are the big winner. And every time a new piece of content drops here on our incredible YouTube channel. And if you didn't win, there's still time to be a winner. You can still sign up at pristineauction.com using that link in our video description. And if you use that registration code FantasyPros, you get $10 off your first order. That's still winning. It's the holiday season. Get yourself something nice. Get something nice for somebody else. Do nice things. Subscribe to the channel. Win that DK Metcalf jersey. You're a big winner, Andrew Erickson. How are you feeling about Week 14 as things are stacking up here? Do you have any win and get in scenarios that you're looking at personally?
I think that I have in one league. I think I'm in the outside of the playoffs, like the 6th or 7th seed, just trying to squeak my way in. The Steelers didn't really help me that much. I think I had their defense on Thursday night, so process was sound, but did not pan out the way I wanted it to for their DST. But yeah, we'll see how things kind of shake out. Again, ultimately you got to put the best players that you can forward and just kind of see how the chips lie. Because sometimes you just get beat by the better team. Sometimes that happens. Your team can ball out and you still don't win, and other times your team can suck and the other team just sucks worse. and you get lucky. So again, at this point in the season, people start to tighten up a little bit. They're like, oh no, like if I don't win this week, I'm gonna not make it to the playoffs. It's like if you made it this far and you're in the contention, like don't change up your process. Like you're a good player. Like have confidence that you're gonna put the right team together. So don't be like, oh, this week I'm gonna do something really weird that I've never done before because it's the playoffs or I gotta get into the playoffs. Don't do that. Like that's what bad players do. So stick to the process.
I'm very Ricky Bobby this year. I either got teams that I'm just crushing life and I'm in the playoffs already, or teams that had no chance. Like it was just kind of, which is actually, I'd rather have
easy to
that.
stop checking those teams. It's like, well, whatever.
Well, that's why we have incredible things like Autopilot to help people out with that. But let's get to more on Autopilot later in the show. I want to get to the questions. Let's start with iPod Games 1400. Excited for this. I need some advice. Choose one for the flex. Garrett Wilson, Ty Chandler, or Aaron Jones if healthy. Now that's a big if, and it's a Monday. iPod also says, love all the work you guys do. iPod, thank you for spreading the positivity, especially on Sunday morning, early and often. I don't know if I want to wait for Aaron Jones. I don't know what that looks like. Is it still like a split backfield anyway? To me, I like the Ty Chandler situation here. That's the way I'm going. I think Chandler, look, he didn't get a lot of work in the last game. That did not work out well. I think the Madison show is over. I like Chandler in this one. I feel like you're going to say Garrett Wilson, though.
Yep. Garrett Wilson.
So tell people why, so iPod can make his choice.
I mean, with Zach Wilson, he still was pretty consistent. Like he doesn't have a super high ceiling, but you're wish casting Ty Chandler to have a bigger role when that still has not happened yet. Like until that happens, so you're just guessing that okay, he's gonna have a bigger role this week. Like maybe he does, but Garrett Wilson, he's gonna run all the routes. He's gonna lead the team in targets, and he's gonna put up 10 PPR points.
Okay, so go with Erickson. Go with the Garrett Wilson sure thing. This is, as he said, he had a very good monologue at the top of the show. It was very enjoyable. That is, start the guys that you drafted. Look, you put a lot of capital in Garrett Wilson. This is time for him to have a game. So there you go. I would not, you agree though, you're not waiting for Aaron Jones,
No.
right?
I mean, again, it's like, what has Aaron Jones done this year at
nothing
besides week one?
Nothing.
He had one big week one, hurt his hamstring, and has been gone ever since.
Connor Getter, pick a flex for a PPR Superflex league. I've clinched the top seed already. Okay, so this is kind of like just having fun. We've got easy. Mitchell, JSN, Flowers, McKinnon, CH, or Breece Hall. Breece still with that ankle, but he is going to play today. CEH. There you go. Let's go to Abel Meyer Jr. Hey, y'all. I see you, Abel. Must-win situation this week. Sneak in the playoffs. I love that people do the y'all even if Derek is not here to break my chops about it. I love that. I just think it's great. I love you people. You're the best. Who should I start at QB? Stroud or Goff? I'm starting Stroud.
I agree. Stroud.
Nice. I have Amon-Ra and love going for the stack. I get that, but outdoor Jared Goff, you really want to put too many eggs in that basket? I do not. I don't want to do
Bears
it.
are also underrated in
They
their
are.
secondary. Their defense overall is underrated.
Well, the secondary went bye-bye when Brisker got hurt. When Brisker came back, all of a sudden things got a little bit. Brisker's a good player, man. He's good. He was a good player in college too. Jeremy Willis. Interesting Jeremy spelling. Have you seen this one? Jerramie.
Kids these days, you know.
I'd like to call him
Always going
Jerami.
after the unique spellings.
I feel like
it's like what startup companies do. They just spell things wrong on purpose.
yes, it's like quintessential, but it's like Quinn with two N's,
Oh, yeah.
and then it's just a T, and then Censhal, quintessential. Yeah,
That's what the kids do nowadays.
what the kids
Spell
do.
things wrong.
Jeremy or Jerami, as I want to call him. Full PPR. Nico, CEH, Brees, or Jacoby Myers in the flex in the full PPR. I think I gotta roll with Nico here.
I'm taking CEH.
You're taking CEH? You really believe in? I
believe that he's good. I believe he is the safest player of the bunch here to score 14 points.
Now I understand that Nico's got a tough matchup. I get that with Sauce. Like, but you really want to just take him out altogether. Like, he's a really good wide receiver.
He is, but do you think that he is at the caliber to match up with a guy like Sauce? Do you think he's actually in that conversation? Like, I don't think that.
I get my problem is this. Like, if the CH thing goes sideways, I don't even have a chance. That's my only.
Well, if Nico's getting locked down by Sauce, I mean, I look, the 40. So it's Bobby Slovic. He knows that he likes to play matchups. Mm-hmm. When is Nico up against Sauce ever going to be like the best matchup for the Texans offense to win? It probably won't be.
Well, wasn't it a tough matchup last week for Nico? And he had 9 catches for 12 and 191.
I mean, it wasn't that. I mean, Surtain got hurt during that game.
He did.
Yeah. So
the game. Okay. I'm trying to look for other tough matchups here. Like,
I just don't wait.
This is like Lattimore 4 for 80. Like, that's 12 points.
But it's like the Zeke thing. It's like, play Zeke. He's gonna get the touches. Play CH. He's gonna get the touches. Zeke was great because he caught a bunch of passes. Like, right. McKinnon is so
argue with it.
Like, I'm just playing CH. Don't overthink it.
By the way, what's happening with that hat you got going on here too? Like, why is that adjusted band like pointing? Like, is it like a directional thing? Like, what's happening?
It's showtime, baby.
Oh, that's Lord. Why. Yeah, did you get a piece of that 700 million?
Maybe.
Maybe. look at that thing just pointing. You look like the kid in the ad for like Oshkosh Bagosh or something. You're like,
I don't know what that is.
It's like kids wear. You're like, hey, look at all these sporty things that the kids can wear, and it's like that cute little kid in the hat backwards, and you're like, oh, he's adorable.
This is my last Christmas as someone under the age of 30. Let me live it up, okay?
Oh, is it?
Yes, I'm 30 next year.
Are you 30 next year?
Yes. My God. Unless my birth certificate's lying to me.
Time flies.
Should
Look
be.
At you. Just entering your 30s. You're so adorable. Chris Draceris. Happy week 14, you handsome geniuses. Chris knows how to get his question answered. Start 2.5 PPR, assuming that Geno is out. DK, Ford, Madison, McKinnon, Jacoby Myers. Also, Love, Lamar, or Herbert. So let's take that last one first. Love, Lamar, or Herbert?
Starting Lamar.
Okay. And then you want to roll your chances with DK, or you want to just go simple?
See, the fact that Chris is telling us that Geno's probably not going to play, he wants us to not say DK. He's looking for permission to say DK.
Anyway. I'm probably going to say DK and Ford anyway.
I don't care. I mean, look, DK had the big game last week, and he probably won't have a big game this week. Like, it's hard to follow up that performance on Thursday night, especially if his quarterback is banged up. So, yeah, I think DK is fine to sit.
So who are you playing then? Ford and who?
Probably Ford and Madison. Yeah.
Ford and Madison. I'm still playing Ford and DK. I'm still there. Confidence in Drew Lock? Come on, bruh.
Are you serious?
Against the 49ers?
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? God, what a story that would be. Could you imagine, like, 49ers flying high, letdown game? Oh, my God. I'd have to do a wellness check on the Welsh.
If they weren't on the road, I mean, if they were playing on the road, maybe, but, like, they're at home.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a cakewalk. I think I agree. Throw in flies. Fields or Stroud? I'm starting Fields. This is not close for me today.
A lot of Fields questions. I'm very perplexed.
Well, I'm not perplexed because last time we saw him, it was disappointing against Minnesota. So that's why.
Yeah, but that defense
can't live in the past.
That defense is actually good. The Lions defense is not good.
Let me tell you, the Minnesota defense went from bad to respectable over the course of the season. Shout out to Flores.
And it's really like job there. Scheme because like the players really aren't that different. Like, they
No, it's
don't
not.
really have any name brand
Well,
guys
but I
for
think
this
I think
scheme that's
Flores
helped
did a
a
good a
lot.
job adjusting the scheme. He tried to impose the scheme on the talent, and that did not work. You got to play with the talent you have. So that's Patriot Football 101. So Flores still taking that with him from all those years ago. Philip Smith, Morning Pros, Likely or Otten? Oh, two of our favorite low-end tight ends. Which one do you want to start today?
Man, I really like Otten, but
I would
he's still not like as featured as a piece. I think Likely has a safer overall projection because he is that Andrews role, and that's
Mhm.
like the number one role for the Ravens. So I'll take Likely.
It's
But
interesting because on some in DK, one is more expensive than the other, and the reverse is true on FanDuel, which is kind of odd.
which one's more expensive on FanDuel? Otten?
The one that's more expensive on FanDuel is Likely.
Interesting.
And then Likely is am I right? Hold on, let me double check
I
real
feel like
quick
Likely's
here.
more expensive on both. He's cheap on DK. He's only 31 on
No, Otten
DK.
is 31. Otten is cheaper on DK, and then on FanDuel, I have to bring that up to look. But in the meantime, let's answer more questions. So, Philip also wanted to know Waddle, Olave, or DK in the flex.
Waddle. Sorry. I mean, I know that he's not been doing anything, but he's playing the Titans. You just got to play him.
Okay,
Sorry.
Chico Gomez, half point, sit one. Monty, White, Mixon, or Kyron Williams. Ooh, good problems to have. I think Monty's the odd man out the way the Bears defense has been playing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I just
Like the
hate.
other guys are number ones. Like White is the one, Mixon's the one, Kyron's the one. Like that's their guy. Monty loses. Like he's got to get in the end zone. I feel like at this point,
Yeah,
I
and
fade Monty,
again, yeah, I agree with you. I
especially
think
in the
Monty.
half, because
Yeah,
now it's even more important that you get the touchdown there. You need the
Monty.
tutties. You need
Need
the
the
tutties.
tutties.
I wish you were wearing overalls today. You're so adorable, John. Isn't he adorable in this hat? I love this.
Please.
Are you a Dodger fan? Is that like a thing with you
Not a Red Sox fan anymore. That ship has long
anymore?
sailed.
Yeah, you
Well,
jumped off that.
ever since the
Wait a
Red
minute.
Sox traded
You're
Manny
turning
Ramirez to the
30
Dodgers.
next year. All you know is winning as a Red Sox fan. How much pain did you know as a Red Sox fan? Like, you don't know, like, there's been massive pain that you've missed. You've known winning most of your time. How could you abandon that?
I don't know. I like the
They've won
Dodgers
more than the
logo.
Dodgers have.
I like the Dodgers logo. I like Dodger dogs are better than Fenway Franks. It's not even close.
That's not untrue. I've had both. That's not untrue. The Dodger dog is different too than the hot dog. I
It's
don't know what's
good.
in the Dodger
I
dog.
like it. It's good.
John, what's in the Dodger dog that makes it different than the regular hot dog they sell there? That's the big question. In LA, you never know. You got to watch what they put in your LA stuff. James, half PPR, Keaton Mitchell, Brees Hall, or McKinnon?
Mitchell.
Okay, so tell everybody why. Why the confidence? Because I know Brees is one of your guys. I understand like it's Zach Wilson. I understand the rain, all that stuff. I understand the ankle. So we really have the faith here that Keaton Mitchell is the guy now.
I mean, he was the guy last time we saw the Ravens play, so I don't know why
Okay.
they would go away from him. Look, what has Brees Hall done? Like, he has a bum ankle now. Zach Wilson's the quarterback. The Jets suck. Like, I don't know why. I've been telling people to sit Brees Hall the last 2 weeks on the start sit show. It's like, what's the point?
On what show?
Start sit show.
Say it one more time.
No, not falling for this.
Isaiah Likely 5,200 on FanDuel. By the way, I was right. Kate Otten 4,900. So there you go. So see, it's Kate Otten, the cheaper option. I think I'd roll with him. On in DFS in season long, I agree. Probably still Likely. All right, Ryan Beck, Josh Jacobs, or Kyron Williams. I know you would like the under on Jacobs this week, so you're going with Kyron.
I think Kyron's just gonna get fed.
All right, Iggy, Exterminator, Buongiorno Paisans, Jalen or Dak. Ooh, that's a tough one.
I mean,
why didn't you trade one of these guys?
I'm just gonna take Jalen. He just scores so many rushing touchdowns. Like
I think you have
ridiculous.
To, right? This is a great situation too, because now we're gonna really see how the Cowboys for real. Like this is a for real moment for the Cowboys. I think this is the first one they're gonna have to real because if two things are gonna happen. If they win and they win in any sort of convincing fashion tonight, you get the market going so public because it's such a public team for the Cowboys, right? Like they're going to be NFC Championship, things are going to change in the betting market. All these things are going to change, right? And then on the flip side, if they lose, right, and the Eagles bounce back and win in Dallas, the Eagles are in cruise control now, not just for this division, but also obviously for the NFC. So it's a really interesting situation here. And then everybody gets really negative on the Cowboys. And it's the same old pretender nonsense. Really interesting game tonight. Eddie 23, PPR flex, Gabe Davis, Keaton Mitchell, or Drake London. You want to just take the touches and get out with Mitchell, or roll the dice with Gabe Davis, who lives to kill the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, I'll probably just take Mitchell.
All right, just taking the Mitchell. Taking the Mitchell. What's that line look like in your mind for Mitchell today?
Well, he's kind of it's tough with him because he's either going to have like 30 rushing yards or like 80 rushing yards. I
I was
just
going
think
to
the
say
Ravens.
12 for 75 and a touchdown. That's what I was going to give him
Yeah,
in the range.
I mean, look, like this person. Look, if you got to know that. I mean, if you need 40 points, like if your 1 o'clock guys don't do well, like Gabe
Mhm.
Davis, is a 40-point burger or a zero. Like that's the thing. So if they're not these
He's
all these
got the
players are
same
very
number of
different.
100-yard games this year as he has 0-yard games this year.
Yeah.
Just putting that
So
out there. Probably not going to happen against KC, but still. Jeff Slawich, flex in the full point PPR. Flowers, Puka, or Rashad White.
Rashad White.
Now, it looks like the only difference is the size of the Dodger dog, which is 10 inches. They changed the name to differentiate from the foot-long Franks as well. So there you go. So it just tastes better, like theoretically. So it's really in our minds at the end of the day. That's like upsetting this early in the morning. Just want to say that. One thing that's not upsetting, obviously, one thing that's absolutely great, as I mentioned earlier, is the Autopilot feature. If you've got some teams that they just don't have a shot, or if you are really busy this time of year around the holidays, as we all are, you need to take the stress out of lineup management. Let us help you do that with my playbook and the Autopilot tool. And if you just want to go full Autopilot, you can do that. It'll automatically swap in active players for you, and you can only find Autopilot over at fantasypros.com/my playbook. Download now, sync your teams, or just download the Fantasy Football My Playbook app wherever you get your apps and have peace of mind. You get the best shot to victory every single week. All right, let's get to the next question here on our many list of questions. Juan Londono. I have both, and injury makes this decision tough. Charbonnet or Walker. This doesn't make it tough for me, Andrew, because it feels like with Drew Lock, the game script is behind, and that's where I want Charbonnet catching passes. So I'm looking at a lot of passing downs and a lot of him being on the field more than Walker. That's where I lean. What about you?
I'm probably just gonna play Walker because he
Okay,
should just be
why?
starting running back. He might be healthier. He's the one that's. I mean, Charbonnet got hurt last time we saw the Seahawks
True,
play.
true.
So how healthy is he actually? Walker has missed more time. You'd think that he's actually more of the healthier running back. And
Okay.
Walker has that. Look, if the Seahawks are not going to generate a lot on offense, then you're going to need a big play. And who can do that is Ken Walker. So
Question for you. If Roshan Johnson was on the waiver wire, would you start him over both these guys?
no.
Okay. Jeremy Brunk. I need a streaming QB for Superflex. Browning or Flacco?
Browning.
Yeah. B. Lara. Great morning, bros. Should I sit DK or Puka with Gino as a game time decision? So I guess should I start DK or Puka?
Yeah,
So
just sit TK. Just play Puka.
this is a situation I'm fine with. Like Puka's a good pivot point.
Yeah.
Carlos Munoz Lopez, one of our favorite people here on our channel this week. Start Kincaid or Likely? It's Kincaid. I'm not worried about Dawson Knox. Look, we did not move up in the draft to take Dalton Kincaid, so we can go all of a sudden with the change in OC, and all of a sudden now Dawson Knox plays over Dalton Kincaid. No, it's Kincaid. Is my anger enough for you, Andrew, or do you need some more?
I mean, we think that that's what coaches should do, but why didn't they just
Stop
they
it.
drafted him that high in
Don't
the
you
first
do
place?
this
Why
to
did they
me.
play Dawson Knox in the first place? Like
Because it was rookie. It was early in the year. Now that Kincaid has shown you what he's capable of, you can't go backwards. You don't go backward. I'm not saying Dawson Knox can't catch a
I
touchdown
don't
in this
disagree
game.
with you, but like coaches do stupid stuff all the time. So it's like I'm not
But
gonna be surprised either way. It's like we look up and be like, oh, what do you know? Dawson
but
Knox
over
played 50% of the
Likely,
snaps.
you gotta play Kincaid over Likely. Come
I mean, I
on.
would play King, but like I know at the same time, like you're taking on some risk.
You're taking on risk with Likely too. Give me the upside of what Likely hasn't sniffed the game as good as Dalton Kincaid yet.
I mean, he hasn't been the starter for that long, so
I'm gonna bro you, especially in that hat if you keep this up. Ridley or Elijah Moore? Who do you want to start? I know I want to start.
yeah, no, I'm not starting Ridley, so Elijah Moore.
It's Elijah Moore. Let's go. Brandon Smith, especially with if Lawrence is definitively out, which I think is what's going to happen at that game time decision when the air quotes, whatever. It's Elijah Moore. 21 targets in 2 weeks for Elijah Moore. Brandon Smith, CEH, Devin Singletary, Gus Edwards. Which of these three for one spot? One gets in. Who is it? What?
CH.
CH, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. Lolita Pizzetti. Hey, Lolita, what's your confidence in Baker? Who would you rather stream? So Baker Mayfield right now, looking at the Fantasy Pros ECR rankings, which you can do too at fantasypros.com/rankings. Looking at where Baker is at QB 17. Now, Minshew and Browning are over him in the ranks. I would play Minshew or Browning over him this week. Your thoughts?
I agree. I have both those guys over Baker as well.
Who's your ideal guy? I like Browning because he runs a little bit. I like that.
I mean, I love Minshew this week. I like Browning more. I just think, again, we talked about that game.
Yeah.
I think it's a shootout game between the Colts and the Bengals, and Browning showed last week that he's got enough weapons. He can make it happen against a bad defense. They just throw the ball a ton. Like, it's like kind of like the Washington Commanders where, yeah, maybe it doesn't look that great, but when you drop back to throw 40 times, like, it just really helps like your chances of scoring fantasy points, where Baker is just solely dependent on if Mike Evans has a big game or not, and AJ Terrell is going to play. So that is that is a tough cornerback. Again, Mike Evans has been balling out, so that's not going to affect him that much. But if Mike Evans only has like a okay game, then you're going to see that from Baker.
Yeah, Lolita, Browning, Minshew, even Dobbs, if someone dropped him with the bye last week. That's another guy. Might even start him over all those guys. Patrick Kubiak, hello from Germany, our good friend Pat from across the pond area. Puka in the rain or Rice in a standard league? I think I play Puka. I'm playing Puka.
Yeah.
Taking my shot with Puka.
Yeah.
Puka just gives you more outs. Like,
I'm just trying to think of a game that there's more touchdown equity.
Fun fact. Nobody has more drops with 50-plus targets this year than Rashee Rice in terms of drop rate. Highest drop rate of anybody.
So you think that's going to continue?
I don't know if it's going to continue, but it's something that really hurts you. Whereas Puka, I know he's going to catch all the balls. He's going
but it's not PPR. So
it doesn't matter. It's still points. But I mean, say Rice is so dependent on the touchdown, right? It's so dependent on that happening where this is a fascinating conversation because like you're talking about one of the big volume guys in fantasy football versus a red zone guy in a standard league. And the red zone guy keeps dropping balls. Like Rice is just really threading the needle and Puka gives me more opportunities. I'm taking Puka. Like it's not close to me. Jake Harrell, need 2. Achane, yes. Eckler, Moss, or Barkley. Like I can't sit Achane. Like I can't do that, Erickson. Like I'm just not there. So Eckler, Moss, or Barkley. Who do you want to play? I want to play Moss.
Yep, Moss.
My, how the mighty have fallen with Austin Eckler. Let's go to Kofi. Kofi's back. Kofi Abasa, CEH, Gus, Romeo, or Cup in the flex. Can you imagine asking this question in September? Do I want to play Romeo Dobbs or Cooper Cup? Who do you want to play in the flex, Erickson?
CH.
I know you're going to say CH. Why do I even ask? Mike Termini, PPR, Nico or Montgomery?
I would play Nico there.
Okay, Baker, Trevor, or Browning? I'm playing Browning.
Browning.
Yeah. Rob Bauer, Morning Pros need an RB2. Ford, CH, or Keaton Mitchell?
CH.
And then a flex, Flowers or Rice? I'm flexing Flowers.
Yes.
Juan Mendoza, hello, Andrew Erickson is the best. Look at you. You got a fan out there.
Oh, yeah.
Go subscribe to his OF page. You think he's so great. Rest of season rankings, please. Justin Fields, Jordan Love, or Josh Dobbs?
Fields, Love, Dobbs. There you go.
Fields, Love, Dobbs. Mark Schaffner, Rice or Nico? Nico. Larry Golia. Or Golia? Golia. CH or Keaton Mitchell?
CH.
Aaron Pulaski, PPR, biggest upside here in the flex. Higgins, Spears, or Keaton Mitchell? I think it's Mitchell.
Mitchell, yeah.
Yeah. Jerry Medina, should I play Minshew over Trevor Lawrence? I think you have no choice. Like, I don't think Lawrence is going to play. Trevor Del Borello. Hey, guys, ATN or Achane, the full point PPR?
I'm playing ATN.
Okay. Charlie Garcia, who should I start in the flex? Ridley, Hall, or Walker?
Hall.
This sounded like a really good team a couple weeks ago, didn't it? Hall, Walker, Ridley. Charlie, I'm sorry, man. Fantasy football is rough sometimes. Dylan Druno. Good morning, guys. Half PPR, Ridley, Hubbard, Cooper, Nakua, and Amari Cooper, Puka Nakua, Cup. Need 2. Please and thank you. So here we go. Chuba's got to play.
Yeah, Hubbard and Nakua for me.
I agree. Puka and Chuba. That's fun. To have a team with Chuba and Puka on it. Those look like your little friends from your little show, like you're on Rugrats with your little hat. Sean Miller, should I flex Elijah Moore or Jaden Reed?
I'll do I'll probably with Elijah Moore. I
Okay.
mean, if he's ever gonna have a week, it's got to be this week. So
Hunter Edwards, Zach Moss, or Joe Mixon? I'm playing Moss.
yep, Moss.
SMD, good morning. PPR flex, Addison, Downs, or Keaton Mitchell? In a PPR.
I'm gonna
Addison's always very good whenever Jefferson's on the field, and Jefferson's back.
Well, we've never seen him play with Dobbs as a quarterback.
I know that's true.
I don't want to risk that.
So take Mitchell.
Oh yeah, I'm taking Mitchell. I even though I do like Downs a lot this week, I'll take Mitchell.
Scott Wood, Vikings defense or Saints defense? I think you got to go the Saints defense just because Bryce Young's just made so many bad mistakes. He takes so many sacks, so many pick sixes. How do you get away from that?
But the Vikings defense is actually good.
I know they're good.
They're also playing a rookie quarterback as well.
But this is about fantasy defense. It's about turnovers, and I'm looking.
Yeah, but the Panthers ran the ball like 40 times last week because they don't want their quarterback to throw.
I get it. I just think Saints defense against Carolina is going to give you points. Like
the Vikings defense is actually good. I'm going Vikings.
Okay,
cool, baby.
We're on the opposite.
We talked about Brian Flores, and I'm going to back it.
I look like your dad today. Like I picked you up from school. Like I picked you up from practice. Hey Andrew, you want to go see Santa today?
I saw Santa yesterday. He's at the farm.
You and the
I didn't take my picture with him. I literally just walked by. I said, "Hey Santa, how's it going?" He's like, "Thanks for coming." Were you wearing
that hat?
No.
Because if you're wearing that hat, I would have let you take a picture with him, I'm sure. Did he wave back to you? Did he ask if you were good or bad this year?
No. He said, "Thanks for coming."
Thanks for coming out. PPR, got to pick one. Lockett, Walker the third, or Edwards-Helaire?
Edwards-Helaire.
Red Sox slugger, full PPR. Cup, Flowers, Swift. Need a wide receiver and a flex. I want to start Swift at the flex.
It's not Cup, so sit him.
Okay. Nate Predzik, Mitchell, CEH, Madison, PPR.
Where do I have Madison ranked over CEH?
I like Mitchell. I know you like CEH more than you've said CEH numerous times now today.
I mean, they're all like Mitchell in a cluster in my like RB. I mean, look, Madison 22, Edwards-Helaire 24, Mitchell. I think
26. Mitchell has the best chance to get me a tutty today.
They're all pretty closely ranked.
Mitchell's the tutty guy. I'm taking Mitchell. I'm playing the tutty.
What is it, PPR though?
It is. PPR? I don't care. Taking a tutty. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
Taking the tutties. All about the tutties. All the tutties. Neil D. Good morning. I need RB advice. Swift, Keaton Mitchell, or Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm still taking Swift here, but maybe you're
Swift. Not. I think he definitely has the most upside.
Agreed. Ryan Beck, Jacobs or Monty? This is where I'm taking Jacobs, even though I'm a little concerned. I'm still taking Jacobs here.
Yeah, I mean Jacobs has a higher floor, so I'll go with him.
Connor McCullen, Devonta Smith, or Nico Collins in the PPR?
Smith.
The Bosoon. Hello, pros from Germany. We're huge in Germany. We're very popular in Europe. Need help for my RB2 spot. Watch out. It's gross. Okay. Start one. Roshan, Chandler, Kelly, or Charbonnet. League is half PPR.
I like Chandler.
Anuj Patel. I do too, for what it's worth. Start one. Keaton Mitchell or Cup?
Mitchell.
Wow. A 505 junk. Joey P. and Erickson. Louis Pasaglia here. Long time no chat, my friend. Full PPR. First round of the playoffs. Drake London, Puka, Shells, Ridley, Ken Walker, and Olave. Pick three. You get three people out of this grouping.
Puka, Drake London, and Olave.
Who's Shells? Why can't I figure
Puka
out?
Shell.
Puka Shell. Oh, he put them together. I missed. Yeah. There's no comma there. I thought there was an extra comma. There was not. That's on me.
Shells.
Who's Shell? Because you know that you look. Don't pretend like this doesn't happen to you too. Like I know you're the young whippersnapper, but don't pretend like people don't make up nicknames for guys sometimes. And you're like, who are they asking me about? Like I don't even know what that means.
It's only when there's like a bazillion Johnson questions. It's like which.
Well, that also happens, but our people have gotten better about that. Lucas. Do I want to try the last name here, Erickson? Would you like to try
that? Doesn't there's like not that one of those is not an English letter in there.
Schoonemond. Lucas Schoonemond. I can say Schoonemond. Sounds good that way. Morning pros. Start Puka, Cup, or Flowers? Puka, Cup, or Flowers? It's between Flowers and Puka for me.
Yeah, I think Puka ranked back to back. I guess I would lean Puka slightly.
I'm leaning the Puka. The Puka Shells. See, now it's cool to say it. Steve Campbell, facts. Dodger dogs are amazing. Lowest grade rated meat of any human consumption. Which tight end do you want to start? Brevin Jordan or Jawan Johnson?
Brevin Jordan. Easy.
Landon Pacala, full PPR. Drake London or McKinnon, or not McKinnon, or Ingram?
Drake London.
Jacob Lipschitz, Mitchell or CH?
No PPR.
No PPR.
CH.
None. Why do people still play in standard leagues?
Because they like pain? I don't know.
It's gross. Don't do it anymore. RRQ89, no idea on tight ends. PPR. Njoku, Likely, or Goddard coming back? Thanks so much.
I'm going to go with Njoku.
See, I'm rolling the dice with Goddard. Give me the best quarterback. That's what I'm taking a shot. Tim Handon, love you guys. Full PPR, need to sit one out of the following. Pollard, Gibbs, Mostert, and Swift. Who is the odd man out? Pollard, Gibbs, Mostert, Swift. That's a tough one.
Probably Swift, honestly.
Terrell Pryor.
He's been good enough. Is this the Terrell Pryor?
I assume.
He's just playing fantasy. Love it.
Chase or Pittman? I mean,
Chase.
Both. But look, you got to play both these guys. Pittman is a monster. Terrell, I don't know, like if we're talking about DFS and pricing and stuff like that, they're both right in the same neighborhood. But we're talking about like regular season here, like season long. Both these guys have to be in your lineup. Like even this is an 18 league, I don't care. Both these guys play this week. Do not sit either of them. Double down. John, I know you see me. So John's getting called out, by the way, on the chat. I love that. John, pick my question, John. Lamar, Russ. Well, he did. So congratulations. Lamar or Russ, Erickson?
Lamar. I mean, you like Russ. Do you like him?
I like, but I'm not crazy.
Okay, good. I mean, glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, I like Lamar. Russ, but like, let's not be crazy here. Nico, Jaden Reed, or Romeo Dobbs?
Nico, Jaden Reed, or Romeo Dobbs. Nico.
And we told him to play Zeke, so he's already up. So good on you. There you go.
Huzzah.
Light Skin Lord. Good morning, y'all. Choose one for the flex. Jacoby Myers, Damian Pierce, Chris Godwin, or Isaiah Likely?
I'll play Pierce.
Agreed. Test PK. By the way, how crappy has Godwin been? Can we just take a moment? He has wide receiver 40 on the air. One of my favorite fades. Enough is enough with the Godwin stuff. Like I keep hearing, oh, this is the week. This is the week. No, it's not. It's never the week. It's never happening. Test PK. Pick one. Wide receiver. One for the RB spot. Cooper Kupp, Jaden Reed, Thielen, Chuba, Clyde, Keaton. You got to play Chuba.
Okay, and then wide receiver.
You want to play?
I guess this one you got to play Kupp. Unfortunately,
Andy, bald best hairstyle. Andrew best name. Puka or Brees Hall. I assume he's a bald guy named Andy.
Puka.
I assume these things I'm gleaning these facts. K-Dub 8. Hey bros. How y'all doing? Full PPR. David Montgomery or Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Brandon Cooks? Now here's where I play Montgomery.
Yeah, I was going to lean to Montgomery as well.
Olave or Brandon Cooks in the other league?
I don't want Olave with Derek Carr as a quarterback, so I'll play Brandon Cooks.
All right. Greedy GTR, good morning. Ty Chandler or McKinnon?
Chandler.
Agreed. Sarath, PPR, DK, Puka, or Chuba?
Chuba.
Seems like Lockett plus Niners plus weather plus Baltimore or Chuba. Look,
I mean, Chuba's a bell cow. Like he's gonna get
25
carries last week.
Like, what are we doing here?
His rushing attempts prop opened up at 11.5, and then when I checked it again, it was at 13.5. Like everyone, like he's gonna get fed. Like, and the Saints have been much worse against the run as of late, and that's what they want to do in Carolina. They want to hide Bryce Young and give the ball to Chuba, not Miles Sanders. So.
Non-zero, rest of season, Howell or Browning? Now that's interesting. I can't answer that.
I mean, Howell's schedule's horrible, so I can't say Howell. So Browning, I guess.
I feel like I need one more game out of Browning though to see it. Like,
I think both these guys are streaming quarterbacks. Like, I get like some of these rest of season question, but it's like if you ask me like 4 rest of season like waiver wire tight ends, I'm like, you just play the matchups. Like,
exactly. I was just gonna say the same thing. You just play the matchup.
Pick one to be the guy that you're gonna ride or die with because that's not smart. Like you should be just all right. Pick this guy up, drop him, pick somebody else up, and I think that
rest of season for Browning: Indy today, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, KC.
Yeah, I mean that's not great. I mean Howell's is also bad, so you got to pick and choose between which one has better matchups which week.
Ashton Clark, pick 2, half PPR. Damian Pierce, Tajay Spears, Jerry Jeudy, or Amari Cooper. I don't think Cooper's going to play, so give me...
Cooper's playing.
Is he actually active officially now?
Yeah, they said
Okay.
he cleared concussion protocol. So I'm playing Cooper because again, I know
Well, you
that
need
he's
to play
banged.
2. So Pierce and Cooper?
Pierce. Yep.
I'm not playing Jerry Judy. Daniel DeLuca, I need help.
But you love
Half
Russ
PPR.
though. Uh,
I do.
Can
All the
Cortland Sutton
Cortland
do it all?
Sutton.
Is Cortland Sutton getting 200 yards
All the
receiving?
Cortland Sutton. Maybe. Maybe. But like even if Judy's decent, like I can't play him out of good faith. Like it's just it's bad play. It's bad
Hey, I'm just
fantasy.
saying you love Russ, so
I
I
do.
mean Jerry's gonna have to
I
do
love it.
something if
Hey,
Russ is gonna throw for
so
300.
far, bold prediction number 1 was no Steeler running back would have 50 yards rushing. Did they? No. No, they did not. Go back and look at Tuesday's show. Check. Check it off the box, baby. What did Warren have? 11, I think, if memory serves? Ugh, terrible. Daniel DeLuca, need 1. Ridley or Keaton Mitchell for the flex. Half PPR. I think you got to play Mitchell here. Xavier Levine, Roshan or Elijah Moore? Elijah Moore.
Yes.
I don't care if it's non-PPR. You got to take Elijah Moore here.
Elijah Moore could get 10 targets. He only has to catch 1 for like an 80-yard touchdown.
That's it. That's all he's
all you
got to do.
need.
And look, just because Cooper's on the field doesn't mean I hate Elijah Moore now. Like Elijah Moore, it's even better in some respect because now the number 2 corner is going to have to float. That's going to be hard.
Well, I mean, I think it's important to note that Elijah Moore had like no targets until Amari Cooper got hurt last week. So
I understand that, but he also didn't have a quarterback until Joe Flacco showed up.
No, but Joe Flacco was a quarterback last week, and Amari Cooper was the number 1 read.
But that's all that he had was Elijah Moore, and I think that's fine. Just because Cooper's playing doesn't mean he's right. Jimmy Giant, excuse me. Half PPR, pick 3. Collins, Puka, Flowers, Garrett Wilson. So who's the odd man out here? I say Garrett Wilson. He has the worst quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to these decisions and half PPR, I'm looking at who has the quarterback.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson is like you're never gonna regret benching him because he can't hurt you. Just because he can't. He's capped with.
He can't hurt me anymore.
So I mean, like when you have to start him, like he's gonna score some points, but he's not gonna be someone like, oh my god, I benched Garrett Wilson, he scored 30. It's like that's never gonna happen with Zach Wilson as his quarterback.
Stink Mangione. Hey y'all, pros, props, and pro son. Purdy or Mahomes? Oh man, I can't believe we're here. It sounds like Purdy though.
No, I'm Mahomes.
Still Mahomes? All right.
The Bills' defense is horrible.
I understand that, but so are the receivers. And no Pacheco.
Whatever.
I like the Bills in this game. What's the number on the Bills right now? What did that move to?
It's still minus. It's plus 1.5 still, I think. After it opened at like 3.
I like the Bills plus 100 on the money line for whatever it's worth there. That's what I'm going. All right, next here on our question list. Again, drop your questions in the chat. Justin Kilio, Garrett Wilson, or Rashee Rice? Here's where I take Wilson.
Well, it's ceiling versus floor. I mean, Wilson has a much higher floor because he is more consistent, but Rice can score 3 touchdowns, and Garrett Wilson can't. So it depends on what you want to shoot for.
Choose your adventure. All right. Tammy Caress, standard. Herbert or Love?
Love.
Yeah. Adams or Puka?
This is the first Devontae Adams question we've gotten.
Because nobody wants to play Devontae Adams. They just don't do it anymore.
I think I'm probably playing Devontae.
All right. There you go. Thanks for all your help this season. Thank you, Tammy, for hanging out with us. Dave Medeiros, PPR, Madison, Walker, Keaton Mitchell, or Godwin in the flex?
I like Madison.
Brian Lafort started Zeke, so need a 2 in this grouping. PPR, Kent Walker, Rashad White, Etienne, or Mixon?
White and Etienne.
Wow, no hesitation. I love that. I love how confident you are. Synaptic Flare, sit 1 out. Justin Jefferson, no. Debo Samuel, Olave, or Puka? Olave sits out, right?
Yep.
Winston Bradford. How can you waited for 10 weeks to get freaking Justin Jefferson back, basically. You're gonna wait now? Week 14? No. You play Justin Jefferson. Jeez. Winston Bradford, Brevin Jordan, or Isaiah Likely?
Likely.
Full PPR. Ryan Brower, need 2. Half PPR. Flowers, Breece Hall, Romeo Dobbs, Puka, or Jake Ferguson? Thanks for all the help.
I'm going to go with Puka.
And
Zay.
Zay and Puka. All right, Robert Lavelle, our good friend Robert. Good morning, fellas. Let me pick your mind in a PPR. Who would you start? Jarek McKinnon? I like to call him Jerry McKinnon. I think that's fun. Zay Flowers, CJ Stroud, or Jared Blast Off Goff? Just kidding. Who gives you these? So who do you want to start? Stroud or Goff?
More like Jared Blast off my starting roster.
Easy.
Get him onto the bench. I'm not playing Jared Goff. So CJ Stroud and Zay Flowers.
Agreed. Heath Steele. That sounds like an 80s cop. Heath Steele.
with mutton chops
Yeah.
and
He definitely.
aviators.
Oh, he 100% had aviators and a mustache at least. I don't know about the sideburns, but Heath Steele, definitely. Catch your bad guys every Tuesday, CBS, 8 o'clock. Heath Steele. Help, PPR. Olave catching passes from the zombie or Derek Carr or Zay Flowers.
See, everyone knows Derek Carr's bad. Like, everyone is in on it now. We all know he's bad. Panthers on the money line. Let's go. I don't even care.
The worst part about this is you're the Panthers whisperer all year. So anything Panther related, you've gotten right. And that makes me really concerned now. Like, I don't know about on the money line.
Saints are just, he's Derek Carr. And honestly,
do you know what that number is, by the way, for the record? Do you know what the
6 right now?
No.
Or you mean it's like plus 400 or no, plus 200, right?
Plus 210. Yeah. Plus 210.
Look,
you think it'd be more.
The line moved when Derek Carr was going to play to 6 when Taysom Hill, who's actually their best quarterback in the red zone, and like actually scoring touchdowns, he's not playing. Like, their best quarterback's not going to play in this game, and the line moved in favor of the Saints. Get out of here.
Well, before you get out of here, make sure you drop a comment below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can win the DK Metcalf Seattle Seahawks jersey from our good pals over at PristineAuction.com. Don't forget, sign up today at PristineAuction.com. Use the link for our video description. And if you register with the promo code FantasyPros, you get $10 off your first offer. But if you want a shot to win the DK jersey, drop the comment and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to click that bell, ring that bad boy till it goes ding. So you know every time a piece of content drops here on the channel of Fantasy Pros. Kroll, the Warrior Princess. Morning Pros, big matchup this week. Playing my husband for the #1 seed. There you go, Kroll. Bye week. Must crush him. God, you got to love a relationship like that. That is a healthy relationship. I must crush my husband. By the way, I get the Kroll, the Warrior Princess joke. I know what movie that's from because I'm cool. Erickson, you don't know what that's from, do you?
No, I mean, I've heard of it because I think this person has been
asked questions. Yeah, it's one of our very loyal listeners and watchers here.
But it doesn't.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Okay, yeah. Now it sounds familiar. Okay.
You have a fiance. You've watched that movie. Let's not pretend like you have.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Matthew McConaughey classic.
Frost Yourself, right?
Yeah, Frost Yourself. Oh, look at you. You did get... I'm so proud. All right, Russell Wilson or Jordan Love? It's got to be Love still.
Love. Even though you love Russell Wilson.
I do.
Not
look,
enough.
Man. It's
I don't know. This conviction seems like it's been dampering ever since Tuesday.
All I know is that we started the new show on Tuesdays. 2 weeks ago, I got 3 out of 5, and 1 was an incomplete because of an injury.
Oh, my gosh, got injured.
You had all of your picks basically get injured. And so far, week 2 of doing the show, check. No Steeler got 50 yards rushing. So Kmet or Ingram?
I think Kmet has a better chance of scoring, and Ingram is probably not going to score again after he
scored
last
CJ
week.
Beathard too. I would go Kmet.
No, Trevor Lawrence is going to play. They said he's playing.
It is such a bad idea for Trevor Lawrence to play.
No, I agree. I mean, it's going to be rainy. It's going to be wet. He's playing the Browns defense on the road, and that's where the Browns play the best.
Just because I don't. Where's the official on that? Because
Adam Schefter said
when. Because it said planning to play. I can plan to do a lot of things. It doesn't mean it happens in a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, planning is great.
I mean, the fact that he also did this on a short week a couple weeks ago, like he hurt his leg before the Saints game that he played.
I'm saying it now. This is a terrible idea to put Trevor Lawrence out.
I don't disagree with you, but coaches do they do whatever they want. They need to win the game. Jaguars are playing to ahead of you.
You probably weren't winning this game anyway, in my opinion. Like, this was going to be a dogfight kind of game. This wasn't like you were going to cakewalk through this game. Mr. Bay Area, I need a tight end. Who do I drop? London or Rice or B-Rob? Probably drop Robinson.
Yeah.
That guy Scoop, full PPR, flex 1, DK, Monty, or Puka?
Puka.
Marvin S, DK with Locke or Elijah Moore?
I'm still going to play DK.
Okay. Lance West, CH or Ken Walker?
CH.
All right, so here's the tweet from Schefter. Jaguars are planning for Trevor Lawrence to start. Yeah, okay. I'm planning to do a lot of things today. Doesn't make it true.
Yeah, but
it's a high ankle sprain, it says. So Schefter's saying it's a high ankle. If it's a high ankle, you saw Mahomes battle through that because it was the playoffs. This is nuts. What are they doing? What are they doing to Trevor
Coaches do
Lawrence?
stupid stuff. I'm not
God.
saying this. I would do this,
Ugh.
but they do stupid stuff all the time.
You know what? If they play him today, I got so mad that my earpiece came out of my ear. That's how
Just you'll
furious
be
I am.
so furious that you're gonna put even
Furious.
more money on the Browns to win
No,
out of spite.
no. Forget that. That's the easy one. Forget that. Like that's already minus 130 anyway. That ship has sailed. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go put money on the Houston Texans to win that division. Because you know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen? They're gonna play Trevor Lawrence and it's gonna get worse, right? Because Myles Garrett is gonna chase him down and eat him for lunch. And that's gonna be a bad situation. You sit him an extra week, you take your L, and then you go and you win out if you're the Jags and you continue because you're at the top of that division anyway. You go through and you soldier through. This is a terrible idea. I have a bad feeling about this. Don't like this. It's like a Han Solo bad feeling. That's how bad this feeling is. Flak attack. Somebody get me a cocktail. I'm just it's noon somewhere. Flak attack. Pierce or Swift?
Swift.
Okay. Gee whiz, 1978. I almost said Gwiz, by the way. Is this close to calling him Gwiz? Gwiz, need two. Keaton, Lockett, Chuba, or CEH? Chuba and Keaton. Yes?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. I want you to be excited about my picks. I don't want you to just say it's fine. You know, it's week 14. I don't know what's going on here. Next up here, Adil Mustafa. For the rest of the playoffs, sit one. Why for the playoffs? Like that's next week. Or this is the playoffs? Is that what we're trying to understand? They're starting playoffs early. Nico, Cooks, or Metcalf, non-PPR. I think you got to try Nico here.
Jets don't give up touchdowns to receivers.
I understand that, but Drew Lock doesn't make touchdowns happen.
What about Cooks?
I have to play CJ Stroud.
Cooks.
No.
The Dallas Cowboys are going to score more points than the Seahawks and the Texans combined. So,
all right,
I'm
a deal. I say Nico. He says Cooks. That's the best we can do for you today. We're going to die on this hill. Dante, Roshan, Ferguson, or Khalil Shakir in the second flex spot, full PPR.
I hate playing tight ends in flex.
Well, Shakir's there.
No, because I'm worried about if Knox comes back, they're not going to do as many 3 receiver sets, which means Shakir's not going to be on the field.
That's fair.
So I'm concerned about
Roshan?
that.
Look, they're all concerning.
Well, look, I guess
Roshan started to work like the guy.
But he's still but it's still committee. Like, even if he's the lead in a committee, it's still not.
Well, he's a lead in a situation where Fields is there.
I'm just gonna go Ferguson. He's super involved. I just like Dallas's offense. I think it's a good bet to make. So I'm just gonna say Ferguson, even though I hate tight ends and flex.
Well, it is a full PPR, so you're gonna get some points if he catches a couple balls. He's got touchdown upside, red zone upside. That's fine.
His red zone upside's significantly higher than the other two guys. So
Jimmy Giant, half PPR, Bijan or Kyron. Ooh, that's a tricky one.
Bijan.
Those are good problems to have, but Bijan. Waffles VR 1.0. Traylon Burks is in flex. Do I keep or switch for Rico Dowdle or Kenneth Gainwell?
I would play Gainwell.
Gainwell
plays a lot.
Yeah.
Again, if the Eagles fall behind, he could play a lot on third downs.
TR, full PPR, ATN or Hall?
ETN.
Nolan Carnellison. Start 3. Pollard, ATN, Achan, or Jacobs?
I would sit Jacobs.
You would sit Jacobs. So Jacobs odd man out.
Start the other 3.
Chris Peticiato or Peticiato? Chris Peticiato. Let's say Peticiato. Good morning, gentlemen. Quarterback Stroud or Russell Wilson? Still Stroud. And then flex Olave, Shakir, or Ty Chandler. Now, look, I know you don't like Olave, but I think you got to play Olave in this grouping. Sorry.
It's one of these things where it's like, I don't like this guy up till, not over these guys. So, yeah, you still got to play Olave.
There we go. We hit rock bottom. Thank goodness we did it here because we are rock bottom. But don't worry, because things get better when Tara and the Welsh take us through the next hour. So if you didn't get your question answered, just stay with us here on our YouTube channel. We will help you. Also, don't forget to make all your picks count this holiday season with our Betting Pros contest, bettingpros.com/NFL contest. We have got a great opportunity for you to win some free stuff here. Still doing weekly prizes, monthly prizes. The grand prize is going to get a JSN jersey, but sign up for free. You don't even have to make a bet. You just have to make a pick. We're giving away upgrades, monthly winner to our Betting Pros and Fantasy Pros Premium. We're giving away weekly prizes too to our Fantasy Pros and Betting Pros shop. Get yourself a hat or a t-shirt this time of year. A little fun thing there just for making picks. Go be right. bettingpros.com/NFL contest, or better yet, download the app, get 3 full days of premium on iOS, and see what all the buzz is about when it comes to betting pros. And then you can get some free stuff that way by going to the community tab and joining the NFL contest. All right. Tess wants to know, good morning, guys. Good morning, Tess. Standard scoring, I need to sit one. Olave, Ridley, London, and Jaden Reed. Who's the odd man out?
I'm going to sit Ridley.
Okay. Puma Coach 11. Zach Moss, Ayuk, Waddle. Have to sit one. Ooh, this is tough. Ayuk scores a touchdown every week, and Zach Moss, I got to play
Waddle.
this week.
Sorry.
I think it's Waddle.
He hasn't done enough. I mean, I know that the matchup's really good, but he's so far behind Tyreek Hill. Like,
we all are. That's why he's the real MVP of the league, even though he's not going to win. He's the MVP. Tyreek Hill is the most valuable player in the league this year. Period. He's not going to win the award, but he's the most valuable. Kat Maroney. Good morning, guys. Half PPR pick 2. Zach Moss, Achane, Rashad White, Kyron Williams, or Gus Edwards.
Moss and Achane.
Okay. Kyron's a tough sit too, but I think you're right. Albert G, London or Sutton? Second flex spot in the full point PPR.
Sutton.
Jason Hinckley. Hey guys, Goddard, Zay Jones, OBJ, or Alexander Madison in the flex. It's a PPR league. Madison. Okay. Mike, pick 2, full PPR. Cooper Kupp, Gabe Davis, Puka Nacua, Romeo Dobbs. Who's in? Who are the 2 guys in? I say Puka and Gabe Davis. That's what I'm going. I'm going floor and smash.
Yeah,
and it might bust out, but
I mean, look, Cooper Kupp has been just as boom or bust as Gabe Davis, except he doesn't have any of the boom performances. So go with Gabe.
Gabe had a smash last week. Last time we saw him, I should say 2 weeks ago.
You got to play the total, and I mean, he's lit up the Chiefs before, so
every time. EF323. A bit this. Here we go. Minshew or Flacco?
I love Minshew.
I like Minshew this week. This is not so bad.
He's good.
Lamb Longeth. Don't know what that means. Pick 2, 1 point PPR. Flex, Chuba, ATN, Cooks, London. I'm playing the running backs here, boys.
Yes, running backs.
CJ Remp, half PPR, Flex 1. Garrett Wilson, Kenneth Walker III, Ridley, or Downs. This is hard times, baby. Hard times. I unfortunately agree. Kyle Crescenzo, 6-point passing touchdown, Trevor Lawrence, or Tommy Cutlets, or Bryce Young. Well, look, if Trevor Lawrence plays, you throw him out there.
I'm playing him over those guys.
But let's say game time decision, he ain't playing. So then what?
I would play Bryce Young. Okay.
Don't forget, everybody, stay with us here on the YouTube channel, and don't forget to continue. Look, you're so adorable. Look, I can't. Does that hat not have a thing where you can put that little strap like into the hat? Because I feel like it does, and you're just not using it on purpose to look more adorable today.
You read me like an open book, Joe.
I know you so well. So many years together, you and I. This is what happens. But again, stick with us here because coverage with Tara and the Welsh continues right now.
What's up, friends? Welcome in to Fantasy Pros. Did you see that hat, Tara, by the way? It's on Erickson. It looked like it was just holding on for dear life. That was amazing. That thing was barely holding on. I am Welsh. That's Tara. It's a live stream where we're getting you guys prepped for week 14. This is it. This is for all the marbles, theoretically, or, you're locked into the playoffs and you're just trying to do cool stuff. We are going to be answering all your questions. So drop them in the chat because that is how you're going to win stuff. And that's how we're going to get to them. As long as you get them in. There's so many of you asking great questions. Sometimes we can't get to all of them. So we will do so. We won't have any hats holding on for dear life. But Tara, is that a blanket that you have on? Are you cold?
It is. I am super cold here. And theoretically, I could just turn on the heat. You would think. But no, my weird brain is like, no, I'll just bundle up in a blanket. It's cold in Texas. I woke up and it was very chilly.
I wish my wife shared that same sentiment right there, because maybe one of the biggest arguments is the heat in our house. The heat is trash. I just go with a blanket or a hoodie or something like that. Running heat is trash. Answering your questions are not. So let's get to them. Let's see what you guys got. We will try to create our all question team. Last week, I think it was Puka, right? Puka was like the leader. Does that sound right?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
He'll be there.
I'll probably be there again. We'll see if we can create that entire team here, answer all your questions. So let's kick this bad boy off. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and good luck this week. Joshua Crumrine is here saying Pollard or one of the Ravens running backs for the week. So I'm pretty anti Keaton Mitchell. Or I'm sorry, Gus Edwards. I would rather Keaton Mitchell. So I view this as Pollard versus Keaton Mitchell. But what say you?
Yeah, same here. In that said, I would still go with Pollard even in the bad matchup. We want the volume play, and we know that Pollard has a certain level of volume. The Ravens could do whatever they want and just ruin everything for us. So we're going Pollard.
Yeah, and on the Fantasy Pros consensus ranks, which you guys can obviously go check out, go to Fantasy Pros, and you can see where everybody is for Week 14. Pollard is in at 12 on half PPR, so that's actually pretty solid compared to the highest Ravens running back. It looks like is Keaton Mitchell at 27. So the positive is the theoretical weather and keeping the ball on the ground. It's just it's still a three-headed monster. But yeah, I'm going to go with Tony Pollard as well. So I with you on that one. Danny S says playoffs on the line. Pick one flex PPR, CEH, Ridley, or Ferguson. Ooh.
Playoffs on the line. Oh man. I don't want to put my playoff hopes on CEH. I just don't want to do that. So it's between Ridley and Ferguson. And if your playoff hopes are on the line and you need the nice stable option, the floor is better for Ferguson. The upside is higher for Ridley. So if you need a massive upside swing, you got to go with Ridley here. But if you need to play it safe and you can't afford to get absolutely blanked in the way that Ridley can blank you, I would go with Ferguson.
I'm going to hate this one more than any question all day. We can go with Tara's answer. I got to tell you, I am leaning CEH, and I don't want to put my life on the line with this type of stuff. I do think Ferguson has a nice little floor. Just don't know if the upside's there. Ridley, my God, he is, first off, without Kirk, it's a disaster, but he is so dependent on Lawrence here. Beathard is going to throw to the slot if he's the quarterback. So that gets me back to CEH, who I think is going to run a decent amount. I know everybody was like McKinnon, but I mean, CEH has moved up to RB31. I don't blame you for putting the guy that got you there, and Ridley is the higher valued, but I'm going to go CEH, and that might be wild, but Tara's with Ferguson, and we're both moving away from Ridley. And Ridley, probably the most upside of any of these players, just, you can get some zeros out of him. He's a wide receiver one Gabe Davis type of guy right now without Christian Kirk. I just don't trust it. So you're judging me. Those are judge of hms. I've heard those before.
I don't hate CEH this week. This is not anti CEH, and I'm using him in DFS, so it's all good. We're the problem here with CEH is that we know that McKinnon is going to get some level of work. And if we make the assumption that the level of work is going to be receiving in third down, then we're left with early down CEH, which is cool. I think it can get you a nice safe floor, but I don't think that we have the receptions and the touchdown equity. I don't know if once they get inside the 5, they're saying, okay, CEH, you run it in. I think they're just going to rely on Mahomes. I feel uncomfortable with the upside, especially in PPR.
Yeah, that was like, hey, honey, this is my wife. Hey, honey, I have a great idea. And I tell her, and she's like, And I'm like, oh, that wasn't a good one. That was my CH there. That was Well, I mean, that is maybe the wildest collection of thoughts of players you have to put in the flex. It's like, here's a starting tight end that's not one of the best. Here's a wide receiver one who just lost a slot, but they can't get the ball. And here's a replacement running back that they're going to throw in on one of the best offenses in the NFL, but they've also got another guy. I mean, I get it. I completely get it. Playoffs.
I will say,
I feel like this is a CEH. I feel like we're going to look and we're going to be like, what in the hell just happened with CEH doing stuff to people?
Yeah. I will say when I look at Ridley, I am under the assumption that Trevor is going to play, leaning that direction.
Yeah, it does seem like it's leaning towards it, which I'm shocked about. I'm shocked that they would do that, but yeah. All right, Will Power, best name in the chat today. Full PPR, Waddle, Puka, or Ford in the flex.
Oh, it is Waddle. It is Waddle in that matchup with Tennessee.
Yeah, I'll go with Waddle here. You want you're trying to get me to say Ford, but I'll go with Waddle here. Probably moving away from Puka a little bit. Tyler Tagatz, Mike Evans, or Kyron Williams. No other details.
That's rough. Man, that's rough. I will lean towards Mike Evans, but sitting Kyron is rough.
I mean, since he's returned, Kyron, it's been okay, but it hasn't been the big blow up here. Kyron against a tough Baltimore defense where I think they're going to keep it on the ground a little bit more versus I'm gonna lean Kyron on this one. That might be a bad play, but I do think we're going to have the running backs a little bit more involved in the pass game in that Tampa Bay Atlanta game. And I think they're just going to be forced to be on the ground a little bit more in the Rams Baltimore game. So I'm going to lean Kyron. That is tough because Mike Evans he's been that dude lately. So that's a difficult one. Always these difficult decisions that you guys are bringing to us. And that is why my playbook over at Fantasy Pros, what a transition. We don't usually talk about it that early, but listen, tough decisions. That is what my playbook is here for. You don't want to make the wrong one, especially with the playoffs on the line. And Autopilot makes it easy to manage your fantasy teams. You can get the suggested lineup changes that will tell you exactly what would optimize your lineup, get the inactive guys out, and they can do the full-on Autopilot mode to optimize everything. Use Autopilot over at fantasypros.com/myplaybook or the Fantasy Football My Playbook app, so you can have a little bit of peace of mind just in case we are not there for you. Set it and forget it. Whether you're trying to figure out if Mike Evans or Kyron Williams is the choice, Autopilot's going to hook you up and get you all set. Toughest decisions made for you, not just us. We are just another piece in that cog. Robert Gutierrez with a bunch of Santa Claus emojis. Need hip. Start 2 full. There's missing an L, so I had to do it like that. I need some hip. Start 2 full PPR. DeAndre Hopkins, Flowers, or Rashee Rice. So we have to sit one.
The easy one is Rice. We're starting Rice. Between DeAndre Hopkins and Flowers, it's tough. Because Zay has, he's looked strong, but matchup and potential weather is a problem. And lean towards going with DeAndre Hopkins with Rashee Rice.
I am too, but as I give you that weird I am too, I wanted to look and see where we currently are in that Baltimore. So we've got 10-mile-an-hour winds, slight chance of thunderstorms, 98% chance of rain, 59 degrees. So it's actually not crazy cold. It's not crazy windy. And the slight rain might work in favor. I will tell you, man, a guy like Zay Flowers, that's one of those receivers that thrives in one of these weather games. I'm going to lean Hopkins here. But those really, really, really athletic, breakaway, elusive type of wide receivers, I wouldn't be shocked to see Flowers get something in that storm and just boom, break it through, because you're not going to have these crazy, sometimes it'll be like 15-yard outs and then the movement is a little bit weird with the weather and he just completely gets by everybody. It's a possibility, but it's playoffs, man. So Hopkins, we know, is going to get some targets and Rashee Rice seems very safe right now. So I'm going to play it a tiny bit safer, tiny bits. Z says, good morning. Pitts or likely standard league? Please help. So a little bit more on the touchdown front here. Only standard. No receptions count.
I like likely.
I like likely too. I likely. Pitts is, three tight ends. Likely has the best opportunity to get a touchdown out of this group, even though we're talking about not slinging the ball deep. But he's a short yardage guy, so I don't feel good about it. So sorry.
Yeah, there will be a touchdown to a tight end in Atlanta. Probably won't be him.
Yeah, exactly. They might pick one off the street and just go to a different one. Levels to this says Puka or James Cook. So we got that weather situation. But let me get the Rams while we're ruminating on this one. The Ram, or isn't that what I just did?
It's the same one.
Yeah, that's exactly what I just did. So never mind. It's the Jets one that there's also some weather.
Yeah, Cleveland and Jags, and then there's like a couple places, but the real, yeah. I'm still okay with Puka this week because he is the pure volume play there in the receiving core. So volume can still get you there with Puka, even in we just talked about the potential rain there and whatnot. It's not that dreadful. And the matchup is terrible, but volume should still get Puka there. It's the matchup that I'm more concerned about, but I still lean towards Puka.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you with Puka. By the way, so here's what we have today. We have 4 games that have got some rain. We've got the Bucks in Atlanta, but that doesn't matter because that's isn't that in a dome in Atlanta? Am I crazy?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's in
it
a
is.
dome, so we don't need that. We got Cleveland. It says slight chance of showers. We have 99% rain in the Jets game, 98% rain in the Ravens game. So we have those. We also, as a little caveat, there's lots of 10 and 15 mile an hour winds. Those weather games are not attached to crazy wind. Cleveland might be one of the weirdest because they've got 13 mile an hour winds, but
Yes.
I guess this doesn't matter too because it's in a dome, but it was in, say, New Orleans had the most wind, but that'll be domed up. So the Ravens, Rams, Jets, Houston, Cleveland, Jags, all under theoretical weather duress. So just pay attention to those, or maybe make those be like little tiny deciphering factors between, like, you know, a guy, if they're really, really close, like maybe I don't want to, like the thing we're kind of alluding to with like Puka. If you guys start presenting last week, we would have without hesitation been like, we're going Puka over Waddle. This week, a guy like Waddle's going to get even that extra edge over one of the Rams wide receivers. So Dylan Rooney says, good morning, guys. Who do I start? Zach Moss, Devonta Smith, or Puka Nakua?
Wonderful
Phrase.
Yeah. Devonta Smith. Dallas got it coming back, and obviously earlier in the season, all 3, it was just a problem. So it is a wee bit riskier, and the matchup is not ideal against Dallas. Obviously, their defense has been prone to some vulnerabilities lately, but they're still a very strong secondary. I like Zach Moss in this matchup. I think that we can forgive him what happened last week against Tennessee because it was Tennessee, and I think we're going to have strong volume and a nice bounce back game from Zach Moss. I prefer Moss this week.
I also prefer me some Moss here. He is the number 3 running back on Fantasy Pros consensus right now. So, I mean, this is 2 of 3 weeks. Everybody is just going hard with Zach Moss, just willing him to be Jonathan Taylor. I'm not exactly so sure that's going to happen, but I am going to pull this up here. Moss has the 5th highest rushing projection on PFF and is projected over right at 100 yards because around 25 receiving yards. But, you know, it is very tempting to take Puka Nakua. What a wonderful phrase. Puka Nakua. Not scoring the rest of his days. Sorry, shout out to my
I like
boy.
that song.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to my boy, Jack Boyce, who did that on ITL this week. His parody song of Puka Nakua to Hakuna Matata. So it's stuck in my head now when I see his name. And I didn't do it justice. So Puka Nakua. All right, we got Martin in here. New Orleans defense versus Carolina, or Jets defense versus Houston, or Buffalo's defense versus Kansas City. And half PPR, of course, we need to know, Marvin. Greetings from Germany. So what's up? So we've got New Orleans, Jets, Buffalo.
It is New Orleans for me. They're banged up on defense, but Carolina is a good matchup. And my problem with the Jets defense and why, obviously, you know, they're strong in terms of their real football performance, but there can be touchdowns, and it could be a game where they get you a decent amount of points, but not that massive upside that New Orleans could get with those turnover opportunities. So I lean towards New Orleans.
Man, it's definitely not Buffalo. I'm really torn on this one because Carolina is the worst team going up against of anybody. You're not wrong, but New Orleans defense has not played great. I kind of lean the Jets. I do worry about the turnover opportunities that might be a little bit it might be a little bit higher in New Orleans, but I do think there's a chance that Houston is just shut down, that game is just stinky. It's got a really low total. I think it was 33. I don't know if it's moved. I haven't looked yet this morning. So just low total, bad weather. I'm going to go with the Jets, but it's super close. That's, as you can tell, like that's a tough one for me. I'm struggling with that one. So Tara's got New Orleans. I've got the Jets. No, thank you. I'm Buffalo. Jackson Harris says Jordan Love or Lamar Jackson.
I do love this week, and in general, but it's Lamar. I continue to trot Lamar out there. And we talked about the weather, and I know that's been a concern because he's popped up in a lot of start sit questions this week where you wouldn't think. But with Lamar, I can see this profiling as a game where he is very strong on the ground, has a couple of rushing touchdowns, still gets his. So I'm still comfortable with Lamar as a mid QB1. I would play him over Jordan Love.
The weather outside is weather. I don't want to make bad decisions. I don't want to give anybody bad decisions right at the playoffs here. I have Love one spot higher than Lamar Jackson this week. I mean, I'm just going to tell you that way. I have him one spot higher. Lamar Jackson obviously is phenomenal. This is a opportunity with some of the weather where big plays could be broken and he could do it on the ground. He was like sick this week. I just don't like the weather stuff, the Rams defense, and being sick altogether. Lamar also has not, or he has only once in the last 5 games put up a top 12 QB performance. It was a great one. It was 4, where 4 of the last 5 Jordan Love has put up top 12 QB performances, 3 of those being in the single digits. So I think they're going to sling the ball. I know Christian Watson's out, but I think it's just the Jaden Reed and Romeo Doubs show. So it's a great matchup to do so. Lamar Jackson is better upside, clearly, no doubt, but I am Jordan Love this week. So Jackson, we apologize. That probably didn't help you where we both went on opposite ends. Let's take a look, though. The consensus ranks has Lamar Jackson at 6 and Love at 10. So it is in favor of what Tara was saying. So just letting you know. Gary L says, are we going Brees or Zay Flowers in PPR?
I'm still going Brees. I know there's the injury concern there, but I still lean towards Brees.
Me too. I'm, again, worried about it with the injuries and stuff as well, but I'll go with Brees with a game likely to be more on the ground. And if it's PPR, Brees might have more receptions than Flowers without question. And then you have all the rushing opportunities. So, all right. Risa 1382 says, hey pros, thanks to you guys. I'm fourth my first year playing fantasy football. Sorry, I can't read. Full PPR, pick one, Zay Jones, Mingo, OBJ, Noah Brown. Ooh, you got lots of like fun options.
Mm. Oh man.
The angst, the pain.
Yeah, I mean,
where's the pain? Let's talk about this, Tara. Just talk to me here. Where is the pain?
The pain is Noah Brown dealing with an injury. I like Noah Brown in this matchup with the coverage very focused on Nico Collins because we have seen week after week a secondary or third option who is playing in the Jets game goes off. We've seen it, and it happens. And Noah Brown profiles so well for that, but I just don't know exactly where he's at with that injury, and it just makes it a little bit risky. And then there's Zay Jones, obviously, dealing with, still playing with his same injury, playing through the knee injury, increase in volume. Trevor Lawrence dealing with an injury. It's so tough. So tough. I think I lean towards Zay Jones being the safer option to go with. And with you being in fourth right now, you don't need to make an aggressive high upside swing. You need to maintain your position. And I think Zay Jones is the best way for you to maintain your position.
That's a really good call. I agree with the Noah Brown thing. I want to go Noah Brown because of everything you said. Yeah. He is questionable, even if he's active. I don't know. Like my big thing this week has been if Houston is passing the ball and Sauce locks down Nico, that's going to open up opportunities. It's probably Noah Brown, but it might be Robert Woods. Brevin Jordan will get involved. I'll tell you this, though, because you don't need to make anything crazy. I think Mingo is safe. Sure. Mingo is getting targets. You're going up against a bad set. I know this isn't like super sexy here, but you're going up against a secondary where I think they're going to be able to, I mean, you can run on them right now. You can do a little damage. And I'm looking at his game finishes. The game finishes, I guess, haven't been too crazy, but he's got 16 targets in his last 2 games. So I guess if I'm looking for receptions, I'm going Mingo, but I want to go Noah Brown. So again, we're kind of all over the place. Big 34 games, 85, half PPR, tight end, Likely or Pitts. So this is the same group before, but now we're going half PPR.
It's still Likely for me.
I'll go likely as well. Let's just answer it too, because the next question's coming. Full PPR, likely or Pitts? We'll still go likely, I think. Right?
Likely.
All right, so we'll save anybody some work here. Ryan says, good morning. Half PPR start to Gibbs, Monty, Madison, and McKinnon. And a thank you. You're welcome. So Gibbs, we're going to lock in. So now we got Dave Montgomery, Alexander Madison, and McKinnon. And I'm going to lock in Montgomery as well. I'm going to lock in 2 players on the same team. I know that might not be popular, but if I'm going to like CEH, I can't love McKinnon over Montgomery. So I'm making that stance.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, between the two, I know it seems, you don't want to, limit your potential upside here, but we got to remember this game is in Chicago. Likelihood of pass volume for Jared Goff being super high, kind of low. So this is easily a game where they could both get you 20 fantasy points. So Gibbs and Montgomery.
Ryan, I'm going to ask you this, and thank you for the great question. Have you liked Fantasy Pros on YouTube? Because if you have, you already did one half of what is needed for your chance to win a DK Metcalf signed Seahawks jersey. We're doing that giveaway because all you have got to do is like the channel and comment below and you are entered. It's the easiest thing possible. This DK Metcalf jersey is courtesy of Pristine Auction, the premier autographed sports memorabilia auction house. And it is the easiest way to win awesome stuff Fantasy Pros has been doing all season long. Betting Pros and Fantasy Pros. We'll be announcing a winner right here on the channel, so make sure you turn on the notifications on your either already or newly liked YouTube channel, and you'll know when new videos are up, and you can claim your prize. Guess what? If you don't win, you can still sign up over at pristineauction.com using the link in our video description, and if you use the registration code FANTASYPROS, you get $10 off your first order. Go and check them out today at Pristine Auction, and like and comment on this video because you guys are at least halfway there right now. Someone's winning that bad boy. Probably give it away tonight on the live stream, which you guys can catch with Scott Bogman and myself. We'll be doing between the end of the afternoon games and right before Sunday Night Football. So give it away. Come in the chat and celebrate and be like, oh my God, I never win anything. And it'll be like, you won. It'll be awesome. Have a great time. We'll celebrate with you. All right, G-Man 1070. Playoffs are on the line. Trevor Lawrence, Jake Browning.
I do have Jake Browning ranked higher. I do. I would go with Jake Browning.
I just don't trust Trevor Lawrence. I guess I have been such an injury crutch, and I'm not like this. I'm like the risky gunslinger, like start your guys, take risks, take chances. But man, like guys coming off of injuries have just tripped me out this year. I just don't trust Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, if they activate him and they play him, he's got to be good enough to be 85% regular Trevor Lawrence. I just don't trust it. And I don't think Jake Browning has played at a level where that scares me to put him out there. I like his weapons, and I like the matchup in Indy. There is a discrepancy. Let's see. You've got... Obviously, the rankers are going to be the rankers are kind of tripped out because Trevor Lawrence is down at 27 and Browning is at 15 for a lot of people. But I got him as a fringy QB1, so I'm riding with you.
I will say that we just got confirmation come through that Trevor is playing. So, there's just so many factors working against Trevor. And we saw earlier in the season where he had that knee injury and wasn't going to end up playing, and he was fine. But when you consider you got potential weather, you got knee injury, you got a bad matchup against Cleveland, you got missing one wide receiver. There's so many factors working against him. And then on the opposite end, you got Jake Browning and a good matchup, you got all your weapons. And it's just one's in a fantastic situation and the other is in a terrible situation.
I already hated the matchup, so that's out there. And Myles Garrett, they're going to just be out for blood. So I get, you know what? I'll understand if you guys, who is this? G-Man, if you're wanting to start Trevor Lawrence, I'm going with Browning. I love Mixon this week. I love Jamar Chase. I think he's been really accurate. I mean, he's not putting himself in high leverage throws. He just gets the ball in these guys' hands, lets them do something. Indy's defense isn't like Cleveland, so I know it's crazy, but yeah, Browning for both of us. But Trevor Lawrence active. I guess that is a good signing. Ronan the Accused, 5 point passing touchdown. Who do you start? Minshew, Stroud, or Baker Mayfield?
I'm still starting Stroud. Minshew, excellent matchup. He's up in rankings this week, but again, problem is that touchdowns could come through Zach Moss. So I like Minshew, but I would still go with Stroud.
I would. I don't like any of those guys enough. If I was picking one, I would pick Minshew. The matchup is good, but it's hard for me to like not go with Stroud. I think you could get a rushing touchdown from Stroud today and at least a passing touchdown. But yeah, I get it. It's low totals and bad weather and stuff like that, and you want to be sneaky. Sometimes I struggle with like taking out especially like high end elite players, even if a matchup might be good for somebody else, because it's like how much would you kick yourself if Stroud goes out and does have 3 touchdowns and you're like, well, but Minshew, you know, has a touchdown and 2 picks. Like I would rather, like, I know it would hurt looking at Minshew having 3 scores and Stroud having 1, but I just don't think I could do it this week. And hopefully everything's not on the line. You didn't indicate everything's on the line. So hopefully, you know, you can make it through, and whatever decision this is doesn't kill it. Like Trip says, Trip Denning says, playoffs are on the line. We need to pick 2. Thielen, Addison, Keaton Mitchell. I already got mine.
Addison. I still like Addison.
Yes.
And I honestly would go Keaton Mitchell. Thielen, like they're tilting. they're tilting and figuring out things for next year. And I don't know if the volume is just reliable at all for Thielen.
Yeah, I like Keaton's playmaking potential, and I said this week on Fantasy Pros. If you guys checked out, I think we did it both on the ranks show, wide receiver ranks, and the prop show. But Addison has hit his receiving prop, which is low, by the way, this week. But he has hit that in, I think, all 5 weeks with Jefferson at on the other side of him. He scored a touchdown in 3 of 5 weeks with Jefferson on the side of him. Only problem is that was Kirk Cousins, but matchup is good. I still trust Dobbs. And I think there's some people that are worried that, because I got some pushback of being very pro Addison this week, that people think that Osborne is going to come in and be kind of the other main guy, like it was maybe very early on, and Addison moves to maybe, and I don't believe that. I don't think so. I think Addison is kind of is taken the jump over Osborne. Osborne is great in 3 wide receiver sets, but you're going to keep Addison out there. So I'm very pro Addison and Keaton Mitchell this week. So I'll lock it up. Gary Sosa, half PPR, Mostert or Javonte Williams?
Javonte.
Okay.
Yeah. I
agree. I'm going with Javonte. Anything else? We're going to go to the ranks then.
No, it's fine. Mostert is, I mean, he's Mostert. We do have HN that obviously had an aggressive workload last week. He looked good. And then matchup against Tennessee, you know, for running backs is not the most ideal thing in the world. So I do lean towards Javonte.
I also, the Fantasy Pros rankers have Javonte at 14 and Mostert at 18 in full PPR. So I think a lot of this is about HN taking away some of those valuable touches, even though Mostert, we've seen 2 or 3 touchdowns in the same game. It's just not the matchup isn't fantastic. Javonte's in a decent spot. I'm going with Javonte as well. Max full PPR. We are sitting 2. We've got Puka, Olave, Flowers, Garrett Wilson, and Brandon Cooks. So we've got to sit 2 of these bad boys.
You're going to be mad at me, but it is Flowers and Wilson.
I'm not mad at all. I think that's what you have to do. Cooks is in a great matchup. I don't like doing it, but I clearly don't trust a lot of the passing game in Baltimore. So I think Flowers is like the easy one. Garrett Wilson, I could get there, but you've also got Stingley. So I think like Zach. Here's my thing with Garrett Wilson. Zach Wilson is going to like massively target Garrett Wilson this week. So we know that's going to happen. But what does that look like? So I'm going to go with Brandon Cooks because it is like a ridiculously good matchup in the secondary. So I'm not hating.
Yeah, I agree. I do not dislike Wilson this week. It's just that the others are just stronger options. I agree with you. I feel like like I think Zach Wilson is going to come back with a vengeance this week and just play up specifically in this one game. I'm not saying his rest of season, but this first game back, he's that kind of person, right? Where that personality comes through, where you say, like, this right here, I need to go out and prove and show everybody. And to that extent, the best way to do that, and he knows that, is to aggressively target Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, on Betting Pros, the prop show, my touchdown call this week, I said, guys, it's going to be gross. You're going to hate it. You're going to hate everything about it. Garrett Wilson anytime Zach Wilson anytime touchdown this week. It was 650. You could get it at 7-50 on FanDuel. Here's what works against it. He doesn't have a rushing touchdown this season. He had one last year for the previous year. One was against Houston, though. And exactly what you're saying, though. I think, like, in this game, he is going to take the ball down. He will run. This entire game is going on his back. He might be a big pile of garbage like he's been so many weeks, but this is the week where I think pass rush comes in, you take it up. And also with Brees banged up, like, I'm envisioning it's either some play action scramble 10 yards out in the red zone, or it is a 1 yard, just, Jets version of tush push. And he's just in, and it's not going to Brees, but that's me envisioning my first or my anytime touchdown play. So it's Zach Wilson. It's gross. So we'll go there. We already had that question. Skilly says, greetings, full PPR, Sutton or Flowers? We've got two. Oh, this is a Tara question. I see thanks, Tara, at the end. I'm not thanks. So I am out. So this is all you, Sutton or Flowers.
Chris, I do the live on the Instagram channel before, and I send people over here. I say, come on
That's
over.
Great. I'm not. That's great. This is
For
you.
me,
This is a Tara person. They didn't thank me. You're not welcome, Skilly. So this is Sutton and Flowers only to Tara. No answer for me. I'll think about the answer. I've got the answer here, Skilly. So if I see you back in the chat, but it's not coming out.
Skilly, I'll make him say something. It's Sutton, and between Pierce Hall and Kenneth Walker, I do have to go Hall here, and it's tough. It's tough because I do think that Kenneth Walker earns his RB1 role back, but unless we get any kind of rumors or indications here, I'm making the assumption that with both Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet having dealt with those injuries, maybe their best approach here, the most logical approach, is to split time evenly and reduce the workload on both of them. So I get worried that maybe the upside is a little bit capped there, and I think Hall is probably the one that has the most upside.
Yeah, that last one was Pierce, Hall, or Kenneth Walker. So thanks, Tara, is Skilly. Jaron is in here. Win and in King Henry or Amari Cooper as my flex standard scoring. Oh, buddy. This is easy. There's no huffing. This is an easy one. If there's no half PPR or full PPR and it's just touchdowns, Tara, this is King Henry.
Yeah.
Is it not?
It's in Miami. We've been getting this wonderful Derrick Henry wintertime hot streak on touchdowns, and you're like, this is why I drafted him, because he's wintertime Yeti King Henry, but he's going down to Miami.
I know, but it's
Cooper. Still King Henry. Just I dislike this matchup.
It's just like Cooper, like concussion all week. It's Joe Flacco. I don't know. Like Cooper's a nothing burger to me. If you were to lay out, regardless of matchup, if you're to lay out like who are 5 guys that you would trust to score a touchdown on any given week, he's on that list. He's at the top. He's near the top of that list. So it's got to. Jaron, I'm going with definitely Henry. And watch, 100% Amari Cooper scoring a touchdown this week without question.
I think I saw Debro make a tweet saying very pro Amari Cooper this week. So this will be interesting. This will be Debro pro Cooper, Chris anti Cooper. I'm tracking that.
I'm a little bit more pro King Henry touchdown, but yeah, dang it, Derek. All right. Neil D says, good morning. Is that a hot sauce emoji? What is that emoji? Can you look at that? What is that? Looks like hot sauce.
No, that's isn't that like a firecracker? Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, it's early. Am I hungry? I wouldn't want anything spicy in the morning. That looked like hot sauce. But yeah, I guess
we don't have a food sponsor today. Yeah.
I guess it does make more sense that that's dynamite than hot sauce. That's my brain. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Tara. This is a good morning, Tara question. So there you go. Tara, Neil needs a running back, and he needs running back advice. Swift, Keaton Mitchell, or Clyde Edward? Followed by more
I'm
fire
s-
and hot sauce. Thank you.
More fire and hot sauce. There we go. Love hot sauce. Swift. It is Swift still. I no, it's not. It's not the ideal matchup here, but at least we've got a potential, or not a potentially, a high scoring opportunity here from both of these teams. Nice little shootout. Volume should flow. So touchdown upside is there. We're going with Swift.
You know what's funny about hot sauce for a second? I used to have absolutely no tolerance for anything hot or spicy ever. And we're talking 38 years of my life. Hated all of it. And then I do with the stuff I've always done in this league. We did these Christmas specials, and the Christmas special involves me getting tortured. We have a wheel. People can buy a spin on a wheel, and bad things usually happen to me. And it would be things I hate. It would be like, pickles. Pickles are disgusting. Blah, 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 blah. And we had this like super, super hot sauce thing. And I got annihilated on this wheel during this Christmas special. And there's like bourbon and stuff. Just boom, 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 just kept having to go. It broke me to the point where I was like, I tried it like a week later. I tried something. And then all of a sudden, give me spicy stuff. It broke my taste
There you
bud
go.
somehow. And it's weird that happened. I was
Now
like a
you love
child.
it. Now you
I love
can't
it. I
live
absolutely
without it.
love hot stuff. So now I'm
Yes,
hungry.
Me
So
too.
thanks, Neil.
I'm weird child that was eating jalapenos and peppers, and yeah, no, I'm strange.
Yeah.
Hot
See, I
stuff
don't
all
quite
day.
go there, but like give me some hardcore hot sauce on something now, and I'm game. So absolutely starving now. It's too early to be this hungry, but now I'm hungry off all this talk. So I don't know. John, can we get something sent in here for the stream, please? Can we get something good? Now I'm starving. All right. Rob Bauer says, Morning Pros, gut check. Would you stream Dobbs or Minshew over Stroud? Rain's starting to clear up. So this kind of, I think it's a little different version, but Minshew is in this Stroud conversation again. I feel like you and I both are leaning like we're not going to move away from Stroud
Correct.
unless you have like a really great option.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm looking here on this weather report, still 10 mile an hour winds. I don't even know if this is updated. It says definite rain, 99% chance, but the wind is just not really a big factor. And windless rain isn't as scary, with anything big there on the wind side. So, all right. J.90. Yep. What up, gang? PPR, Goddard or Pitts? Goddard, baby.
Goddard.
Yeah, we don't mess around with Pitts here. No Pitts for us. Goddard back in. He's good to go. C. Holmes, 155. ETN has a rib issue. I got Rashad White as RB1. Would you go Dave Montgomery, James Cook, Keaton, or even CEH instead of ETN at RB2? Full PPR and looking for upside. Thank you.
I would go with Montgomery. I would.
You would bench ETN for Montgomery?
Yeah, I would. And that's not even the rib issue or anything. I think ETN is going to be fine. And I like ETN for a potentially strong workload in this game. I think they're going to keep things on the ground. That said, again, I also like both Montgomery and Gibbs to have strong workloads in this game as well. Montgomery, I think, is the more reliable option. So, yeah.
The only caveat, he said he's looking for upside. And that I don't know.
Oh, that's true.
Upside is there with Montgomery. I agree. And by the way, half PPR Fantasy Pros rankers agree with your take. Montgomery is the top. He's 13 this week. ETN is 16. I'm probably sticking with ETN here, but you know where I'm going. Yeah, I know you say it now, but yeah, I think we're in the same space.
Mm-hmm. Upside play is definitely ETN.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Keaton honestly might be as much of an upside play as well, but I worry about Dearness Johnson and their comfort. But if Trevor Lawrence is going, I think ETN's going to work through it. Unless he's inactive, I'm not sure that I 100% trust it. But I'm going to go with, because the upside, I'm going to go with ETN. Speaking of injuries, John just reported to us, Taysom Hill officially inactive now. So good for Alvin Kamara, bad for tight ends. So no bueno. Juwan Johnson, maybe? You down with Juwan Johnson this week now?
I'm okay with it. Yeah, don't mind it. Nice little streaming option.
Yeah, fire him up. All right, Kevin C., full PPR, Godwin or McKinnon?
Godwin.
Ooh. McKinnon.
Oh.
Switching. McKinnon. They hate Godwin. Godwin is hated in this offense.
It's
They don't
Baker.
they don't look at him.
Baker gets it.
He's so bad. You watch, like, it's so amazing sometimes when you sit down, like, because we talk about these guys and then you watch like clips. When you like sit down and you watch guys like Desmond Ridder and Baker Mayfield, and you're like, how? Like, this is what you
Right?
do. You just train for this and you look like this. It's incredible. Like, Baker is so bad. It's not even funny. Like, Kyle Trask can't do what he can't throw at guys' ankles too. Like, give him a shot. Baker's so bad. And Godwin has been suffering all season long. Right? Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, you're right. He tries hard though. Baker tries hard. He gives it his best effort.
He's maximum effort for sure, I suppose. Good for Baker. Good for Baker. All right. Danielle says, pick me. You are picked. Okay. Pick 2, Nico Collins, DJ Moore, Travis Etienne. Need wide receiver 2 and flex spot filled. Already have Kyron Williams and Achane in the RB spot. So have to have a wide receiver and a flex. DJ Moore is the biggest yes of yes on the planet. I'm incredibly pro DJ Moore this week. So that is a no-brainer. It's Nico versus Sauce or Etienne versus his ribs.
Versus his ribs. Yeah, we're super pro DJ Moore, and I would go with Etienne over Nico.
Yeah, I'll also go. Hot sauce and ribs. I'll also go with. I think that's a sign. We're gonna go with Etienne. We're gonna go back to Etienne. I worry about fading Nico with Tank out, but Sauce is rough, man. He's rough in the streets. Friendos, it is week 14, which means you only have so much longer to do all of the fun things that the NFL provides you. One of which is jumping in our Betting Pros NFL contest, because I want you to still win things. There are weekly and season to date leaderboard prizes. We've been kind of like, oh, maybe you're done on the season side, but there are still weekly prizes, and all you got to do is pick 5 NFL games per week to qualify. Go to bettingpros.com/NFL contest. You can also find it on the Betting Pros app, and there are all these fun prizes. You've got the weekly winners winning swag from the Fantasy Pros or Betting Pros stores, and we've also got 1-year premium upgrades on both apps. So go and do it today. Join the NFL contest, win some cool stuff, and make some picks. Then you can make more picks next year. I'll tell you this. Try to tell everybody. Make some little notes on all your picks too, like in props and stuff like that. Maybe Fantasy Pros will notice you making all those cool little, anecdotal, this is why I like this bet. And then all of a sudden you're trending. That's another thing people forget. What's so cool about the Betting Pros app, just a little sell on that, is like when you get hot, the Betting Pros app acknowledges it, and it'll tell you like how hot you've been. And even in some cases, you can get notified of super hot bettors on the app, and it'll be like, hey, do you want to follow this person? That could be you. So go and do that. NFL contest and more. Go and lock those in. All right. C Toma 7. Full PPR, quarterback 2 in the Superflex. Oh, this is going to be easy. Browning or Baker Mayfield? Browning. After
we just trashed Baker. Yeah, it's Browning.
Yeah. Then we're like, oh, Baker. We like Baker here. Like, no, absolutely not. Anthony Dulce. Hey, Welsh and Tara. Hi, Anthony. Must win. Pick 2. Olave, Zay Flowers, Rashee Rice, Breece Hall. Half PPR.
It is Olave and Rashee for me. I feel like that might be only half of the answer for you. Yeah, over Breece. And it is very pro Rashee this week. And Olave, the thing about Olave is that it's a tough matchup against Carolina, but I still like him as the clear wide receiver 1, 0 competition behind him. It's like A.T. Perry. We've got no Taysom Hill, which upgrades everything for everyone in that offense. And you can still thrive as a wide receiver against Carolina. We saw it with Mike Evans last week. So while your quarterback is going to be terrible, as the wide receiver 1, you can still do well.
I'm down with Olave here. I'm down with Rice. I don't want to make it like I'm not down with Rice, but I don't know. With the half PPR, I just think Breece is going to have volume of receptions. I just don't know if he has volume of anything else, which you might be safer going Olave Rice, which sounds silly. I'm going to go Breece and Olave, but I will say Flowers is out of this. Like, I'll go with Rashee Rice over Flowers this week. So I completely agree there. Evan Traylor. Pick 1, full PPR, Tyler Lockett, T. Higgins, or Gabe Davis. Oh, this is a Gabe Davis question for you, Tara.
It is. And I'm not big on this being a Gabe Davis week, but I can definitely get behind it over Tyler Lockett with Drew Lock and T Higgins being T Higgins. So yeah, we're going with Gabe.
Let's see where the rankers are here. I could care less about T Higgins. I don't know if I'm super invested in Lockett, though it is just a great matchup. Lockett is 32 on the consensus Fantasy Pros ranks. Gabe Davis is 33, and T Higgins is 37. I'd go upside of Gabe Davis in this matchup against the Chiefs as well. But T Higgins is at the bottom. Lockett's up there just because of that Niners secondary, but I also think Jackson Smith and Jigba might be the one that, he's already been kind of taking that role a little bit. So yeah, I'll go with the high upside of Gabe Davis. If I were playing it safe, Lockett for sure, but upside is Higgins. Rex Daleks, half PPR. No way I said that right. Half PPR, Jacobs or Etienne. Andrew Erickson, not a fan of Josh Jacobs this week. What his smash under, I believe, is Jacobs' rushing yard total.
Yeah, this is a weird one because I feel like people are very pro Jacobs, but this is not an ideal matchup for him. So I'm not sure if I get behind the super proness around Jacobs. I'm slightly lower, but I'm not that low to where I'm pushing him back to where Etienne is. So it's Jacobs for me.
Yeah, Etienne's kind of banged up, so that's a little, that's a tiny bit concerning. So I'd probably, I'll go Jacobs as well. I don't feel great about Jacobs, but I'll go with him just with the understanding of maybe the Etienne injuries, as having like a great option. A couple other injury notes here real quick. John just dropped to us. We have some actives. Dearness Johnson is active. Etienne is active. So I think that's a very good sign with the rib injury for everybody. Juwan Johnson is active. Noah Brown active. And Tyler Boyd is active. The only inactive to note is Tyler Higbee. So no tight end there, but a couple interesting ones. Etienne being out there and Noah Brown. I'm going to push Noah Brown up a little bit. I do like him. I do like he. Yeah. Undercover fantasy manager with all of the emojis. Must win full PPR. We've got Ridley. He put this before Trevor Lawrence was said to be active. He said if T-Law plays, or Amari Cooper. Ward should also be back for Cleveland. So Cooper, Law, what do you think? Or Cooper, Ridley, what do you think?
I still lean towards going Calvin Ridley.
Oh,
I know.
We're Oppo. I'm going to go Amari Cooper. I don't like Ridley. I don't like Ridley at all. Trevor Lawrence doesn't seem to know how to get in. Everyone's like, hey, guess what? Zay Jones in the lineup. Ridley rocks. And it's like, okay, well, Christian Kirk is done. So I don't know. Trevor Lawrence is the best thing for Ridley here. So I'm open to that. But I think Amari Cooper is a great option with Flacco as long as he's starting. So I'm going to go with Amari Cooper. I don't feel good about it. Ridley might blow up, but I don't know. He's Gabe Davis. And you like Gabe Davis, so I don't. So
I do.
Makes sense. All right. Kalen is in here saying, for me to stay in playoff potential, I need to win today's game. All right. So let's strap in. Should I start Kyron Williams at RB2 or flex instead of Saquon Barkley or Ayuk? So should I start? Okay. So okay. I was confused there. It's essentially start Kyron over Ayuk or Barkley. Big fat no for me.
Really?
Big fat no. Love.
I would start Kyron over Ayuk. I would do that.
Can't do it. Seahawks.
Ayuk? He got the so in the last matchup, Ayuk got a touchdown, but it won a whole lot of volume there. It was it was below 15 fantasy points. I feel like I can count on Kyron to get me 15. So
I think so. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Ayuk and Barkley. I'm sticking, but Tara's dumping out. I mean, listen, also I'd say this. I'm the guy that's like, if I can get a running back in over a wide receiver most of the time, I'm trying to do it, especially in volume plays. I just can't do it for like a top 10 wideout and who I think Ayuk is. Seattle's a good matchup. this is going to be a little bit. This matchup might be a little bit different. You might not see as much Debo. You're either going to. I mean, it goes one way or the other with this team. It's a lot of Ayuk or a lot of Debo. I think this is going to be the Ayuk game. I think it's going to be a lot of the first read game. Might be a little bit tougher than the score puts out, but we'll see. All right, Adam Fitzgibbons, Mayfield, Dobbs, and they put Winston, but Derek Carr's playing, so that's going to lock him out. So it's essentially Dobbs or Mayfield, and it is Dobbs for me.
It is Dobbs. Me too.
No Mayfield. I'm pro Dobbs, so there you go. We already had this question. Cali Music, hey Fantasy Pros fam, thank you for all you do. Thank you. PPR sit 1, Puka, Garrett, London. Oh yeah, then we're stopped there. So we have to sit Garrett Wilson or London because we're not sitting Puka. London's a good. He's a good matchup, but are you gonna sit him?
Yeah.
Me too. London. Drake London or Desmond Ridder sucks. And then Kincaid or Jake Ferguson. Dawson Knox is back.
I'm not massively concerned about Knox, to be honest. Kincaid's still a tight end one for me, but I will go Ferguson.
I'm gonna go Kincaid, but Kittle ate him up too last week. Too ate the Eagles up in the first half and then got kind of shut down. I don't know. Ferguson might be a little bit safer, but I'm going to go with Kincaid on this instance. Kevin C says full PPR, Godwin or McKinnon. I completely lost track of time too. We're going into lightning round after this question. So everybody get ready, strap in. I forgot where we were, but didn't we already Godwin or McKinnon? Didn't we have this?
I think so. We said Godwin.
All right. So lightning round now. Chef Boyer Richie. We are going. I'll probably not do a lot of names here. Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Ken Walker? Half PPR.
Ken Walker.
If Walker's active, probably, but it's not lightning round. I'm going to say Ken Walker, but you guys know how I feel about CEH. Let's see, flex Ken Walker over JSN. Yay?
No.
If Ken Walker's playing, I'm gonna play him. That's how I feel. So if he's active, yes, I go there. Choose full PPR. Choose one. Brandon Cooks, Ken Walker, Drake London, Jerick McKinnon.
Brandon Cooks.
Also Brandon Cooks. Walker or I'm not even joking. It's like a barrage of Ken Walker. Walker or Singletary RB2. If Walker is active, him.
What news alert came in at like 10:30 when these questions were made?
Is he active? Have they announced?
Yeah, they're both playing Walker and Sharps.
Yeah. So
Walker.
All right. Stroud or Russ Wilson?
That's tougher than it should be.
I might go Russ. I don't like doing that with Stroud, but Russ.
Yeah.
Got a hard run for you. Both games at bad weather. Likely or Njoku, full PPR.
I'd still go. So Njoku coming off that. Sorry, we're in lightning round. I would still go Njoku.
Njoku as well. Likely or Jordan, full PPR tight end.
Likely.
Jordan for me. 2 for the flex. CEH, Mitchell, Ridley, both in flex, half PPR.
CEH and Ridley.
You don't want Keaton?
I'm
gonna go.
I just
Keaton
can't trust Baltimore.
Okay. Josh Downs or Amari Cooper, full PPR.
Amari.
Amari. Man, Kevin got that question in a bunch of times. CEH or Keaton Mitchell. We kind of got that already. We got a pick 2 half PPR. Etienne, Gibbs, Javonte, Rashad White.
Ooh, Rashad White and Gibbs.
Yes, absolutely. 100% agree. Pick 3 full PPR. Flowers, Sutton, Jaden Reed, Puka, Thielen. I go Sutton, Puka, and Jaden Reed.
Same.
Boom. Morning, you two lovely individuals. Thank you, Mullet. You're gonna spruce us up here. Is there any reason to start Lockett over Ridley in PPR this week? Probably not.
No, I don't think so. Same risk level.
Yeah. Standard need 2: Bijan, Etienne, Montgomery, Gibbs, Javonte. Gibbs and Bijan. Right?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You don't want to ride with me. Okay.
Yeah. Gibbs and Bijan.
All right, just making sure we're riding.
Yeah.
Tucker says, morning, full PPR, need to get some heat. Pick one, Jacoby Myers, Keaton Mitchell, Madison, or CEH.
Ooh, I get to say Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yay.
Keaton Mitchell. Definitely Keaton Mitchell here. Let's see. Robert, James Cook or Javante? Javante also. All right, we're rocking here. Matt says Ford, McKinnon, CEH, or Shakur?
Ford.
Easy Ford. Love Ford this week. We haven't even got to talk about him. Pick three, please. Nico, DK, Puka, D-Hop. So sit one, non-PPR.
Sit DeAndre.
Yeah. Nico's worrying me, but I think I'm being too dramatic about it. So, scrambling for tight end, full PPR, Otten, Jawan, or Conklin?
Go Jawan. Yeah.
I'm down. Otten is an interesting one. I think Debro likes Otten a decent amount with what's his face out, with Taysom Hill out. Jawan Johnson is even more intriguing to me, so I will go with him. All right, moving around here, I'm going to start scrolling. Herbert or Jordan Love? Man, I like Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
That felt like a gut one. You know what? I'm riding. Let's go Jordan Love. You and I are riding with Jordan Love this week. Jefferson or Pollard? Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, or Pollard in a flex spot?
I still like Chase.
I do too. I mean, you guys know me. Every week I'm on here, I'm like, oh, this guy's returning Justin Jefferson, and then they go off. But Chase is going to get like so many catches. So yeah, I'll go there. Puka, Henry, or I guess this is Jaden Reed at flex, full PPR.
Puka. You're going Henry.
Full PPR. No, I'll say it. I'll go full PPR. I'll go Puka here, but I wanted to say Henry. You knew exactly what I wanted. That was tough for me. Must win. Pick one. Nico, Montgomery, Eckler, Javante. I'm going Eckler. I think Eckler's going to eat this week.
Montgomery. I don't know, man. I'm scared. Like reports, random reports always come through, but I was concerned even before those reports.
I completely agree, but like after that report came out, he then was like, "I am ready for a full workload and to go." I think man on a mission this week.
I hope so for his sake.
I know. For our sake, even more. Playoffs on the line. Rashad White, Dave Montgomery, Saquon, or Nico, half PPR. We have to only sit one. So we're sitting Nico.
Yeah.
All right. Minshew or Lawrence? Did we answer that? That's Lawrence still, right?
No, I don't think we did. Oh man, that's close. Lawrence, but man, that's close.
Yeah, it's close. Getting close. Please pick two. Likely London, Flowers, Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed is one for me.
And London. So for me, it is Jaden Reed in London.
I'll go London. Let's just commit to that. I feel like I wanted to say Flowers, but I'll go London. CEH or Keaton Mitchell? I'll go Keaton.
I can go. Yeah, okay. I can get on board there.
Yeah. Brandon Cooks or Keaton Mitchell in the flex?
Brandon Cooks.
All right. Keaton Mitchell is definitely part of our all stream team because it is every question for him. I'll go with Brandon Cooks as well. Yes. Let's go down here. This is a great question. Parker Washington or Dontavian Wicks? Both going to play threes. We know how the Jags love to play in the slot. I think Parker Washington is sneaky, but I'm going with Dontavian, I can't speak, Wicks, because I think Evan Ingram is going to play more of that slot role where he's going to get targeted where you would have seen Kirk. And I think Wicks just every week makes a big play. So I'm going to go with the Wicks, but Parker could potentially get some volume. What say you?
Yeah, I do like Parker. But Dontavian Wicks has longevity of proven connection and reliability with Love. So yeah, he slots right into that Christian Watson role. That's Wicks.
Dontavian. That one fried the brain, was almost done. All right, last two we'll do here. Chuba, Ken Walker, or Cooper, or CEH in half PPR. So Chuba, Walker. I guess we're only picking one. I'm picking Chuba. Love Chuba this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chuba.
All right, and then last one, Scrolling for a good one here. How about Skittles? Pick 2: Metcalf, Waddle, Ridley, Higgins, Addison.
Metcalf and Waddle.
Metcalf, Waddle, boom. That is it. Thank you guys for all commenting. Sorry we couldn't get to all of them. Like I always say, get in here early, get the question in, and you're like guaranteed we're going to get to it. But all of you guys making those comments, you put yourselves in the position right there. You can see it on screen to my right or left, or however you guys are seeing it. You can see the DK Metcalf jersey, which you could potentially win via Pristine Auction. All you got to do is comment and subscribe, and you guys can get locked in. We are done. That is it. We are going to playoffs next week. I want you guys to join us. So make your playoffs so you can come and hang with Tara and I and the entire crew. Excited for you all. You guys know where to find us on Twitter. Is it the Welsh? It's Tara time. You guys can go over to Betting Pros if you want to get some betting action live over on that crew. We had, thanks to Joe and Erickson from before. Thanks to my man, John. We're twinsies with our Fantasy Pros hats behind the scenes. That is going to do it for us. Thank you guys all. For Tara, it's Welsh. We're out of here. Good luck. Peace.